Okay.
Stop throwing up finger signs before I accidentally throw up a real gang sign.
Dude,
Is this loud?
No fingers.
I thought you were this guy lives.
I'm a pussy.
Flip it.
Add it to the soundboard.
Alright, so last we left off, you guys made your way across the desert, kind of heading south, having some sort of small scripture to go off of, essentially, that you were given by the Gleaming Council within Al-Nialath in order to retrieve this book. That's basically all you were told, is to retrieve a book. It's said to basically remove this curse that was set upon the desert. This is a long time ago.
God, I hope the book is in this chest.
You get to the point at which the kind of scripture brought you to, which was just this kind of dark void out in the desert, essentially. Traveling through it, many of you under the assumption that you weren't really in the same world or place by some means. Like there was some sort of, you could feel the shifting of like your body going somewhere else through the dark space that you originally entered into. And you had traversed through this essentially like a tomb of sorts. Going through it, it began and started with a lot of Amatalan kind of symbols and text on the walls. Many of the kind of puzzles and traps that started within it were of this Amatalan nature. But the further you traversed into it, you started to realize a lot of the walls that had some of this Amatalan kind of text to them that were like this clay kind of sandstone or cobblestone material were starting to like break and fall off and actually form into a different kind of set of wall, like transitioning into its original form of having a lot of runic text and stories and paintings and depictions upon it of a lot of things that, you know, I'm not going to just recap right now, but much of it revolving specifically around this dark entity, this dark kind of creature of which you encountered and seems to have some sort of ties to Voktash. Exactly what those ties are, you are unsure of, but this individual, this being, was extremely powerful. Much of the attacks and everything that you had done to it, trying to harm it, seemed to do something, but for the most part, breaking all of these kind of crystals that were on the walls seemed to do more than anything that any of you were doing, in a sense. Many of you got close to dying, were hurt very badly, escaped just barely through this portal that was at the edge of it, also in some sort of runic text on this very, very large, something that was kind of resembling a large rune crystal, like runic crystal that you guys are used to using. When the battle kind of ensued toward the end of it, Voktash, Kane, and Brodir were still kind of in the thick of it, like the fray of the battle. Sigurd was kind of knocked out as well and placed over to the side, where Kane kind of rescued him from the dark void that you were standing in. And then once that had disappeared, you realized your surroundings, seeing Voktash on the ground, these large kind of black tendril-like claws consuming his form, nearly taking him entirely. Brodir was trying to assist him, and in doing so was unable to actually reach in and ended up getting slammed back into the wall, nearly dying himself in that moment before, as Voktash, basically taking his last breath, was given some sort of new life as this bright orange, fiery energy had emerged and started kind of coalescing his form, pushing back this dark creature in a way that you could see that it kept it at bay at least enough, or had scared it off in a way, but it did not leave in some sort of a fright or on anybody's terms but its own. It kind of gave this sickly kind of grin before saying perfect and then disappearing away. You guys all exited that portal before you found yourselves in the sand. Many of you hurt very badly. many of your wounds are more of like an internal kind of feeling. There's some kind of tearing sensation that you can feel, like almost like you have just these deep internal lacerations in your body, for those of you that were hurt very badly. Aside from Brodier, who the back of your head, you had just this like throbbing headache essentially. Many of you started to just kind of take rest and like fall asleep. Right now you're kind of just in the sand essentially, and Job is just like very quickly moving around trying to like build up a camp for everybody. He's going through everybody's kind of bag really quickly and like pulling out like the bedrolls and pulling out those
Stealing our
little,
shit?
whatever supplies of like impromptu tents, like the quick setup ones that you had that would block the wind and give like a little bit of a base. You can feel the itchy sand kind of all around you. You can feel the ache of your wounds. There's kind of this feeling of defeat in a way. There's like this, you just had, in normal, like, there's this satisfaction in killing like your adversary, or feeling like whatever encounter you just had was completed, but that's not there. It's just this kind of empty feeling surrounded by questions that you don't know the answers to. Cain, you specifically witnessed the most power you have ever seen when you watched Voktash become enveloped by whatever that fiery orange energy was. You being the only one who actually saw it. Brodier being unconscious, you actually being awake, Sigurd being unconscious, and Voktash himself not really having much of a recollection, it seems, or at least bits and pieces of it. It seemed to be something that was separate from him. It seemed to be its own being in a way. It moved as if it had its own thoughts, and whatever it was, it protected Voktash in a time of dire need. It didn't seem to be any sort of curse or thing that this dark creature was doing. It just seemed to be some sort of separate entity that came to his aid in his time when he needed it most. Could it be the spirits or something related? You're unsure. You can see now, as you're kind of still awake, being the only one who, probably you and Steiner would be the only two who have any sort of energy or ability to really do anything right now. And even for you, it's kind of like pushing it a little bit, because I know that you took quite a bit of damage as well. You can see Job moving around very quickly, like I said, trying to build up the camp as much as he can, kind of running around, bringing everyone whatever they may need. You watch Job go over and retrieve Voktash, kind of over to the side. You can see Voktash is resting, or at least attempting to, and he's kind of like shaking him awake a little bit. Voktash being kind of next to you as well, Steiner, like where you're sitting. You are just kind of sitting with yourself, reflecting on a lot of like what had happened, and emerging from the portal itself, like out into the sand alone, sitting there with I believe you were the one, you ran out with the box, correct? Yeah. The box itself is probably about this big. It's super light, like when you're holding it. You can
It's
feel
got
a
nothing
few
in it.
things inside of it kind of rattling around, so it doesn't appear to be empty. But there is also this strange thing where like sometimes when you have it and you're like moving around, you feel it kind of shifting, but then sometimes when you do as well, like it doesn't feel like there's anything in it. Like it's just kind of this random bits of time where it starts to kind of like clunk around. Once you emerged alone, kind of standing in the dark desert, it is nighttime at this point. You're kind of looking around and trying to take in your surroundings. You can see the sand beneath you is very similar to the sand that you have been kind of walking through. The surroundings and environment don't have anything really defining around them. And this is still stuff you're probably taking in, but you find yourself sitting, realizing how important in a way a lot of these people have become for you in the last several months, even year or so. Just because the second you emerged, and it felt like years were passing as you were waiting for somebody to actually like exit as well. And then when you saw Joe be the first one to step out, there was like absolutely no feeling of relief until everybody else had emerged. Even in their kind of disheveled and beaten and wounded forms, you still have relief that they are here, but you can't help but like keep sitting with those thoughts of them not, actually making it out alive in a way. You watch as Job walks over to Voktash, and you can see him kind of like shaking at his shoulder. The two of you sitting fairly close together, like you're probably only 5 or so feet away over to the left. He just kind of like, Voktash, Brodier, he's badly wounded.
I'll get up and almost just like ghost-like movements. He just kind of drifts over to Brodir and just starts going to work on. He had like a head wound or something.
Yeah, so you can see that he is actually very badly wounded. And he still seems to be in like this not so stable condition in a way. You can see as he's kind of sitting there, Brodir, for you, let me change this. Is there something specific that you want to do? He just has like a really bad wound. To the back
Punch him in the back of the head.
Yeah, I'd punch him.
Good as new.
Get all the fucking bad blood out.
Yeah. No, but I am going to. I'm going to take water from my water skin and I'm going to wash if there's any. Like if the skin's broken anywhere, I'm going to wash it. And then I'm going to put some. Some of my antiseptic kind of cream on it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to. From my other set of clothes that we originally came here with, I'm going to cut off strips and I'm going to try and like wrap a bandage just to hopefully help it close up and not get infected at all.
Yep. So at this point, I don't even know how much. I don't know if he even has anything as far as spell slots go to actually do some sort of healing. But as you guys are both doing this and kind of tending to these things, for you, Brodir, you're kind of like in and out of it. Like you're trying to stay. You like want to sleep. You want to fall asleep and pass out, but there's like this
Always
throbbing,
go to sleep with head wounds.
throbbing pain that you can't seem to shake.
Nope,
It's
stay
causing
up.
you to kind of jolt
A little
up and
longer.
move around and constantly stir and move about. Your eyes are going from this like open to like slowly closing. And for them, like you look like you're just dying right now because of how much blood is pouring out of the back of your head. And for you, while you're just laying here, you think of how differently things are for you now. And so much different than just being this simple farmer within Skalovik. You still are that, like to your core. You can feel that hardworking person who just kind of kept to themselves, but everything in your world has changed because of how much has happened over the last, year or so. You have this overwhelming array of emotions, and it's hard for you to really grasp anything right now, to really understand anything. And even though this combat is over, your fight on this night is not over, and you can feel that. The wound you suffered to the back of your head is actually quite severe.
I know it doesn't really provide any healing, and I guess he's maybe not at 0 HP, but can I cast Spare the Dying on him?
You can.
And maybe see if that'll help stabilize him at all?
Yes, you definitely can.
Okay. Well, I think I'll just take my hand and a swirl of red and green energy and just kind of hover over the head wound and maybe hope that it helps slow down some of the bleeding that's kind of pouring out of his head.
Yep. Both Voktash and Steiner, Voktash who was woken up and Steiner who was kind of just still awake with his thoughts, they kind of get this like tunnel vision in assisting you and making sure that you stay alive, and it kind of prompts Steiner to do that because you do really basically get on death's door like several times as that blood just continually pours. As it pours from the wound, you can see, they can see your gray skin becomes more pale. Your eyes kind of struggle to stay open. Your breathing is kind of really like irregular. You go from like kind of breathing really fast to these like really, really short, shallow breaths that are only like every 10 seconds or so, to where they're kind of like rubbing at your chest and like trying to wake you up a little bit.
Stay with us.
You can see Voktash, and he's kind of speaking back and forth with Steiner sometimes. They're just mumbling to one another, like trying to like keep pressure on the back of his head to try to essentially like put more gauze there. I was about to have Shab come shove it open. I didn't know if you could get it or not.
I just couldn't. I didn't want to rip the book off the fucking shelf.
You just died.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Again.
Again.
That's how I feel in real life. So.
So essentially,
What's up, Dan?
right now, this is like immediately after you guys got out of that portal. You basically like passed out once you guys exited, but Joe came over right now and like woke you up in the middle of the night and told you that Brodir is like very badly wounded and like needs help. So you and
I'm
Steiner
dying.
are kind of like basically going back and forth. Steiner casts Spare the Dying on him really quickly because of how severe things seem to be. You can see his breathing is like really irregular, like he goes from breathing really fast and kind of moving around. His eyes closed, you can see him like almost like kind of growling and grunting as he's trying to fight it. And then he goes to like really shallow breaths where he's only breathing like once every maybe 10 seconds. And then the wound on the back of his head, when you guys begin to kind of inspect it a little bit more, as you two are kind of talking back and forth, like, I need more gauze, I need this, like, put pressure on that. Somebody get me some water, somebody do this. You can see, for you, Brodier, as you're, like, looking up and coming to, like, from the two of them, like, over you, there's a lot of, like, bedrolls that are tucked around, bags that have been stuffed with things that are used to, like, kind of prop you up a little bit to where they can work in the back of your head. You see them scrambling through bags and random supplies. You can see this kind of flickering magic coming from both of them. Both of their hands completely covered in blood, basically from like all the way up here to their elbows
You
in
guys
a
gonna
way.
put gloves on?
It's onto their clothes.
So unsterile.
You're catching glimpses of both of them as they are reaching toward you. You can see them both like reaching toward you, holding bandages. Steiner is like going into these small little leather pouches that he has made that he's like digging salves out of and just like caking it to the back of your head. The magic that you can see coming from both of them is just flickering because much of it has already been exhausted from the fight before, and they're just trying to do everything they can right now to keep you alive, essentially. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
You can do it with advantage
Night,
because
night.
of the Spare the Dying cantrip.
I hit 2 nat once. I'm leaving.
2 natty 20s. Not bad.
Not terrible. Saving throw?
Yeah.
That is a 14.
14. Okay.
I also have the Spare the Dying cantrip.
Okay.
Weird.
Raise your constitution.
Steiner, in this moment, you're like getting
Then
some
I won't
cells
be
ready
as
because you guys
strong.
have kind of slowed the bleeding in a way to
Mhm.
where like he's not like thrashing about anymore, but it's because he's just gotten so weak from all of the blood loss. You can see the sand around you has like saturated in a way where like it's not. It would definitely be way worse if it was on a different surface because the sand is just kind of like almost like just draining all of it. Like it's just slowly sinking more and more through the layers of the sand because of how much absorption it has. Bogtash, you're just sitting back there. You can actually see the laceration on the back of his head now when you like wipe the blood away for a moment to put another layer of the salve on it because many of the bandages are just saturated like fully through.
I'm gonna for the bandages I'm gonna do, just because I assume I have a limited number, I'm gonna try and use prestidigitation to clean them so that we can reuse them if we need to.
God, it's so unsterile.
I feel like that's the most sterile it could be.
I guess
Looking at it now on the back of his head, there's like this 5-inch long line basically with several kind of spiderweb like fractures coming from the sides of it. You can see
Did somebody
basically
axe
like
me in the head?
pieces like this huge crack.
Now you're healing me?
Um,
Thanks.
Brother, you black out and come to briefly, and then looking at Voltash now at this point and Steiner as well. You're both, there's kind of like 3 tents that are kind of set up really close, and you can see the two of them. One of them is like Voltash is in the tent that you're in, just kind of like leaned over up against like whatever stuff is sitting around the camp, exhausted. You can see Job sat next to him, who kind of slowly walks over towards you. You must rest. Close your eyes.
I don't want to fucking jump. I'm gonna stay up just because Job told me not to.
No.
Whack.
Plot twist, you can't.
Sleep, bitch. Sleep. Go to bed before I kill you.
At this point, Brodier, you kind of close your eyes, almost in a way against your will because of how just defeated you are. The two of you stabilize him, and like it seems to be to a point where like that wound is gnarly and it might have some like lasting effects and might cause him a little bit of grief along the way. But you guys
I'm
have
already brain damaged. You can't brain damage my
with what you guys
character.
have, like and had with you, especially not having like a lot of magic to use in the moment, you were able to kind of keep him from, basically dying throughout the night. Brodier, at this point, you're unsure where you are. You're standing in a deciduous forest of green. You can see the ground itself is lush.
I said he was dead.
You look forward to see these kind of faint red wisps. They're floating slowly in front of a large willow tree. You've seen this willow tree several times before, and you have your ideas as to what it is. This kind of strong force pulls you to the base of the tree, to Yggdrasil, the world tree. At its base, at a towering height, the form of a large grizzly bear, surrounded by primal red magic, stands Uldric. You can see him walking kind of to the side, his gaze fixed on you. He turns to face you and he stares, his stance imposing, challenging even.
We
He roars loudly. As he roars loudly, you can see the branches from the willow tree sway and shake. Leaves begin to cascade down like a torrential kind of downpour. You can't see anything in front of you from how many of the leaves are falling slowly from the tree. Once they settle on the forest floor, where Uldric once stood, there is a red light at the trunk of the tree. Once you are closer, you can see it's like the grooves of the trunk, basically, like where it's kind of truncated and like coming outward. It seems to be like splitting apart in a way and like forming an entryway. You can see this red wispy energy curling around the edges, floating around it.
Can I do something? You said it's like an opening? Can I go into it?
Yep.
I'm gonna go into it.
Okay.
Closes immediately, sorry.
You take a few steps toward that opening in the tree. Once you step into it, you find yourself in a large kind of open mountain range. You can see snow slowly falling down. It's kind of sprinkling, and you can see in the distance an even taller mountain range beyond the one you're standing within. Snow caps up on top of those. This cloud cover that's covering kind of the peaks of the mountains themselves. You see the more red wisps kind of faintly wisping in the distance, slowly kind of getting a little further away from you.
They're running from me, dude?
They're not like sprinting, but there's like a good pace to them where
I'm gonna follow them.
you begin to follow these wisps, and you can see them slowly kind of descending down this little bit of a cliffside. Right now, you don't feel like you're in pain at all. You feel like you're here. You don't feel your feet.
Oh, I'm dead.
You don't feel your feet touching the snow, though. You can imagine what that sensation is, but there's no actual tactile like feedback from it. Like you don't feel the pressure of the snow, but you can almost hear the crunching of the snow as you're walking. The more that you walk, you can see those red wisps kind of go down, and there's this kind of lone, like branch, essentially. It doesn't appear to be a tree. It's just this large kind of like branch that's like curled up and over. And as you start to get towards it more, you can see on the other side of that branch is this kind of like polar bear looking creature. You can just see the head of it at first, and then it begins to like slowly kind of walk out, and it stands up on two legs, and then starts to look out towards you. As it looks out towards you, you start to look back at it, and you can see a lot of scars on it. You can see it kind of cut up. It is essentially you that you can see standing in front of you. Getting out toward the front of the tree, you can see as you're standing there looking at that image of you, that branch that's there, that's like kind of twisted, it's probably like a good 6 or so feet like wide around. It just kind of looks like a huge root coming out of the ground that like twirls and twists into the ground. And there's almost like an opening underneath it where there's like a little bit of a tunnel almost. You watch Bear Deer, essentially, as he's looking at this...
He's Bear Deer now.
Looking out towards you, you can hear this kind of like... turns around and then takes hands like toward the middle opening and just starts to do this, and you can see this red split of a kind of wispy energy again as it opens up and forms an entryway. Looks back towards you, looks toward the opening, and then ducks in and steps through.
Okay, question. When I turned into wolf deer, was I wolf deer or was I just like a random wolf?
I would say you were more like it was more lichen than it was like...
I mean, like, did it like resemble me? Because the bear deer, kind of resembles me a little bit, right?
Yes.
It's got like all the scars and shit.
Correct. The wool, yeah, I would say it, like
Okay.
the color, like you were kind of gray, like a kind of gray wolf. You definitely had more like beast-like features and qualities to how you were acting, and were a lot less in tune with your surroundings.
I'll follow Bear Deer anywhere he goes.
Disappears into that red kind of opening of energy to where you walk up to and then step kind of through. Once that happens, you stepping through, you can see that you're now standing in essentially this open kind of grassland area. You can see this river flowing to the side next to you. You start to kind of look around and take in everything that you can. It's almost like a grassland in a way. Like there's a lot of very tall kind of grass. There's flowers, these small meadows, very, very slight kind of rolling hills in this open area. And then you start to kind of look around and try to find something, but you can't really see anything right now. It's just this open kind of sunny field that you're standing in. The longer you sit and kind of wait and try to take everything in, you have this almost lost feeling in a way, like you don't know where you are and you're trying to find something familiar, like something that you know, something that you can feel yourself connected to in a way, but you're not sure how to get there. And then you start to see these red wisps again, and they start to slowly like rise up from the tall grass that's sitting in front of you. And then as they do, they start to slowly kind of drift off in the distance to where you begin to follow them once more. You can see the river itself that's like flowing next to you. These large kind of rocks that are all over the place and kind of in the way. They float over toward what you can see is, so essentially this river kind of bends and there's like a bunch of rocks and boulders that are over onto the edge of it. You can see they drift and go like through the rocks essentially.
They go through the rocks?
Mm-hmm.
Can I traverse over the rocks?
You can go over to them. So essentially you're just like on one side of this river, and then on the other side where there's like this bank, there's like this kind of rocky shore that goes up to a bunch of rocks that are just like piled up against this grass kind of bank, to where there's a little hill at the top of it. And like right underneath that hill, like where those rocks are, they just like go straight into it.
Does it look like I move the rocks? Can I start moving the rocks?
Yeah. You make your way over, and again, you don't feel yourself touching the ground, but you can almost hear it. You hear yourself like wading through that little bank of water to where you're probably about like chest high standing in it, but you're kind of pushing through. You can almost feel the stream pushing against you, but there's no actual resistance. It's like you're imagining these things in a way, but once you step across and you get to the other side, you take your hand over to where the rocks are, and the closer your hands get, you start to see this like red glow start coming from the cracks of the rocks as you put your hands a little bit forward. You watch the rocks slowly start to kind of crumble and like break over to the sides to form this little bit of an archway like inside of the rocks themselves. Parts of them kind of like breaking and crumbling to the ground, while others are just like snapping up to form this like archway. You can see a bunch of these runes start to like go up across the top of it, to where it reads across the top and says Skalavik in a way. You start to look at it and like try to take in what you can, to where eventually you find formed in front of you is this stone archway with this red kind of glow in the center of it. You can't see anything on the other side, but you see this red kind of wispy energy in the middle of the archway.
Can I touch the wispy energy? Try to?
Yeah, you kind of reach in, you can feel that.
I go through it?
Yeah.
Can I walk through?
Yep. You have to kind of duck a little bit because of the way that the archway kind of forms. It's not huge by any means, but once you step through, you eventually emerge and you can see you are standing like kind of up on a little bit of like a hill. The hill itself seems to be kind of west of where the village is, but you know this because where you're standing, like you've probably been here before, just being around the village, but you can see down like where this path leading to Skalavik is. And as you're kind of looking and trying to take in everything around you, you start to realize like that you're by yourself. Like you're starting to try to figure out exactly where you are and like what you're doing here and what exactly is even happening right now. As you start to kind of look around and try to take in what's around you. You turn around like in a full 180 to look behind you before you see charging forward towards you this large grizzly bear that lets out a large and then it causes you to almost jolt back and react to it. Essentially, you can see this red glow of energies trailing behind it from where it was running. You kind of close your eyes in this quick blink, and then as that happens, you open them to reveal the tent that you were in within the desert. All of you awake in the morning. The sun itself is a welcoming sight. There is a slight breeze when you emerge from your shelter, whether it be a tent or whatever it is.
Prepared to spell magic today.
There is this chill that lingers down your spine. The image of purple eyes and darkness haunted all of you in your dreams last night. You feel as though you're being watched. You have an eerie feeling you cannot shake. You know that you're in a desert, but to be exact, where you are is a little hard to determine, as you have no significant landmarks around you, nothing to go off of, no initial direction of travel that you began to walk through. The sand beneath you is yellow and fine, so it's not of that red kind of nature that you originally entered into that tomb from. So you could essentially be anywhere within the desert right now, and you're not really sure where. You know which way is east, because you can see the sun. It's a little hard, like I said, to discern how far or where you may actually be within this desert. Brodier, for you, I have it written down.
Permanently max HP is 1.
Wake up dead.
Max HP is 1?
That'd be crazy.
Holy
Job
shit.
could take you out.
No.
Not even with 1?
Only if Roz is playing Joe.
If Roz was playing Joe, probably. She was rolling pretty good,
true.
actually.
Yeah. Takes us all out, levels up.
He had his chance last night. You guys remember when he left all of us to die? That's pretty lit.
I did that too.
You're talking about Job or Snyder?
Shit, he's right.
I didn't know there was no way back.
Fucking almost died trying to save you, and then you just revive. It's like...
What's a little bit of brain damage
Revive sooner.
for flat armor?
Actually, so true.
Yeah, what's a little brain damage for some plot armor? It's just minor brain damage. You'll be fine.
The fucking eyes looking this way always now.
You good,
Bro, dude, look at me when you're talking to me.
Yeah.
You hit the part of your brain that controls your emotions, so you're just permanently raging now?
Got lit, actually.
No.
Just pissed.
It sounds like it would be, but no.
It's just
Or you can't rage at all.
breakfast and
You
he's
got
screaming.
Yeah. It's just oats.
Oats!
Put some salt on it.
Fuck salt!
This dude's never not mad.
Get my piss!
He's got a barrel full of piss.
I'm thirsty!
Alright, so Brody, you have a lingering injury. You have head trauma.
My cross-eyed. Just give me the bad news.
Disadvantage on perception checks.
Cross-eyed.
You take double damage from bludgeoning, and you have this just kind of constant headache that seems to come and go in a way.
Job suspiciously grabs a hammer.
He's like, I'm about to do max damage.
Since we didn't kill that guy, I'm still cursed, aren't I?
Maybe. Maybe your orangeness
Cross-eyed.
severed the cord or something. I don't know. That's
What was
something
it
we need to
for?
find out.
Disadvantage.
Can you prepare
You're
to
not
dispel magic to
Right, I'm walking like this.
Yeah!
Because I can't swap spells until we level up.
They're all
So
in one big tent.
otherwise we
I already
can't.
have
No,
it
you guys have
Okay, I was gonna
maybe
say, otherwise
four
I don't think we can
separate,
get this chest open.
medium-sized tents.
Maybe We should
that were set
dispel
up.
the magic on
Job
it.
has one like little one that he has by himself.
What was the last
set
one?
up.
Oh, I
It
had
has
it.
headache, yeah. If you guys, so everybody, you have your spell slots and hit points restored. Make sure you prepare your spells for the day. Voltash
All
for
my spells
you.
are always the
um,
same,
Your HP,
It's doubled.
Quadruple.
It's already minus 10.
correct. It is no longer minus 10.
Okay.
It's minus 20.
It is minus 5.
Oh shit!
Oh, shit. Wrong
That's
way.
better.
You should die again. Whoa!
That's all you gotta do. You'll get that minus 5 back.
You got 48 total?
I'm showing intently for the secret so I can get up. Whatever happens.
Am I still down at a
Over
charisma
him.
point?
You are still down. You,
You get half your hit dice back on rest, right?
what's that?
Half the amount of hit dice you've spent.
Yes.
That's what it used to be.
I think it's
And
the
that's
same.
rounded up.
Everything is rounded down now.
Half of 3. It would just be 1 then? Okay.
That's fucked
And
up.
then I still have 2 spare.
Everything's rounded down now.
That's
fine.
fucked up, dude.
Voltash for you. I mean, all of you, as I said, just kind of had these harsh dreams. There's nothing really like eventful that's occurring in your dreams. Everybody aside from Brodir, essentially.
You get dark vision as a werewolf now?
I don't know.
It should have dark vision on it.
Is it only in your...
Brodir and Voltash, you two are the only ones who are not like
I do have dark vision.
experiencing
In both
very,
forms.
very harsh dreams of like the kind of purple eyes and feeling like something is constantly like looking over you. As I said, for those of you that did experience it, it's not really like eventful by any means. It just kind of puts this like chill at the back of your spine and just this uneasy feeling. All of you are fatigued to some degree, not quite exhaustion type level. As for you, Sigrid takes a little bit of time to get up. You can see when he does get up, he's like sore. He's like grabbing at his neck, grabbing at his side a little bit. And as I said, many of you didn't really suffer any sort of like actual visible, like physical large cuts. It's almost just this like internal feeling of like feeling like you're bleeding or like you're sliced open on your inside. It's super uncomfortable. You can see him kind of grasping at his stomach.
How you feel?
Honestly, like shit. But
I don't know what the fuck that thing was, but we all seem to be worse for wear after that.
is everyone alright?
Yeah. Fortunately, you seem to take the least amount of trauma there.
Yeah.
Here in Voltash got pretty fucked up, but they're alright.
I think Brodir's gonna be out of it for a while.
Well, I'm gonna. Oh, my shit's in here. Alright. I remember getting in here.
We quickly set these up last night. Now we gotta figure out where the fuck we are and where to go.
I'm sure Voltaire might have an idea. Make our way out, see what's going on. At this point, most, if not all of you, have emerged from your tents. Brodir is awake, but just kind of sitting in his tent. Brodir, you can feel like the headache. The sun is kind of, in a way, blinding, causing you to like squint your eyes, cover your face. You find whatever sort of makeshift head wrap that you were wearing before to keep the sun off of you and like use it
Dude,
to
I had
cover
a
your
hat.
eyes a little more.
We paid for a hat.
I had a hat.
That is right, you did have a
What the
hat.
fuck? Trying to get rid of my hat. I bought two things, a hat and fucking slides. You think I'm losing those two?
The slides.
You use it to cover your eyes a bit more from the sun. but eventually everybody seems to emerge. You guys are moving kind of slow. Like there's not really this huge sense of urgency in the moment.
I walk over to Bro Deer, put my hand on his head and just kind of look around at the backside of it.
You can see there's just like you have right now like a bandage like from here like wrapped around several times, but you can see even where the bandage is, there's like a little bit like that at the bottom and like that at the top, where you can see a little bit of the split and like the blood kind of beginning to kind of crust along the edges of it. You can see a little bit of blood like just kind of going down the back of his neck that has dried.
Dave, how the fuck are you alive?
I don't know how he's alive either. He should be dead.
It's like your skull was about to go in half.
It was.
Fucking heads like this. You guys are
Don't
like
take those bandages off.
Bloody skull.
super
Yeah.
gluing it.
He's like, I can peel my whole face off now.
How do you feel despite that,
Not
nice
great.
one?
Sure, like, new powers make you heal faster or something?
I don't know.
How about you, Voltaire?
He's
on
happy
his-
to be
he's on
here.
his phone.
He just looked up from his tablet. He was
Checking his runes,
getting his spells prepared. Just happy to be here.
You said I saw all that happened to him? Okay, so last
You're the only
played
one.
last time, I thought it was all like a mental, spiritual thing that happened to him.
You're
It
the
was
only
physical.
one who physically could see any of it happen. Brody was unconscious. Sigurd was.
Not that I'm like upset or anything, but how are we all like here? I really thought we were making it out.
Well, something saved Voltaire. I don't know what it was.
As that fight went
Saw
on.
some spiritual energy or something that was almost looked like fire or something.
Yeah, there was something there helping us, I guess.
Seemed to
Saved my ass.
that shadow creature just like left after it, whatever happened to you, and then we were just able to drag everyone out.
Pretty sure that's not the last time we're gonna see that guy.
Do you know what that thing was?
No. I have an idea,
Okay.
but without remembering my past, knowing anything about myself really at all, I can only guess that it's something akin to myself, but turned evil.
Your shadow.
Maybe.
Do you know what came to your aid? What that was?
The yin to the yang.
Hmm.
That's all I can think.
What was it?
It's just it just appeared as a bright orange fiery energy, right? I've had dreams over the past several months with that figure, the dark one, appearing, and his eyes always kind of linger in the back of my mind. And I've seen that energy behind him, and he's trying to stop me from getting to it. I feel a sense of need to go and save it, protect it, but it's sometimes I can't tell if it's a dream or if it's real, and then I just wake up and I don't know what's going on. And honestly, now I'm still kind of confused about where we were, what was happening, even if any of that was a dream. I mean, I know it wasn't, but it feels that way.
Seems like whatever urge you have to protect that, it feels the same about you.
Well, it's good to know that it's not completely trapped by him and it still has some power and agency. Maybe we can still save it.
I know we're all kind of run down, but do you feel any different?
Do I feel any different?
In a way, like whatever that was, like you could feel the connection to it, but there's no like actual physical or like strength that you're invigorated with by any means. But yeah,
Oddly enough, I almost feel relief to know that maybe this is something we can stop. But it's going to take some time to muster up the strength and heal up and make sure we don't end up in that situation again.
I'm just a little confused how or why this your shadow thing was the one guardian this place's treasure or whatever.
I don't know if it was a coincidence or not.
do we?
It could have been a trap. I mean, shit, this chest could have nothing to do with what we were there for. Until we crack it open, I don't know.
Shall we crack it open? I feel like we've earned it after what the fuck we just went through.
First, I need to say, after I emerged and I was alone, even though only seconds passed, it felt like years. I'm never gonna do something like that again. I'll always be there to fight by your side.
Did something happen?
I mean, I didn't think you guys were gonna come out alive. I just stepped through the portal before everyone else because I thought you were all following right behind.
We were, but Voltash got grabbed by that creature and
He moved his shadow and we all went blind. And
I was right behind you, but I couldn't leave Voltash behind.
Yeah.
That's not your fault. You were already through before you knew.
I know Brodeer was really fucked up by what happened physically, so I can't thank you enough for trying to help. Obviously, you seem to come out worse shape than me, and I'm pretty sure I almost died, so...
I'm pretty sure you did die. It didn't even look like you were breathing while you were suspended by him.
Whatever lapse in time that might have happened, it all happened so fast. Everything went dark. I didn't know if it was the room or the shadows or he was in my mind and then suddenly I was back and then there was sand.
I put my hand on your shoulder. You were still Viking. One momentary lapse in judgment does not change that.
Thank you. I'll pick up the chest and kind of set it in the middle of us.
Do all you guys feel okay, other than your head being fucked?
I don't know. I maybe had some weird dreams. I kept seeing eyeballs or like purple eyes or something in the night.
I do have these dreams.
Like I kind of feel like somebody's just over my shoulder, you know?
Did it look like the eyes of what we fought?
Yeah.
I'm not really sure, but maybe.
It's like it's still watching us or something. I don't know.
That's how I felt for months now.
Is that thing safe to open?
I truthfully do not know.
It's probably
Does it
safer to open
seem
out here.
Does it seem magical?
Now that We are not in the middle of a combat. Can I take like a closer look with my Arcana skill?
Joke's on
And...
you. We're now in combat.
Job, yes.
Good luck, Job. We've been waiting for you to do this.
What's up?
You guys look at me and go, roll initiative.
Got him.
You're all fucked up. That would throw me off so bad.
Yeah, Billy, set it up. Run this shit. Oh, there it is. Alright, I'm gonna give myself advantage with my Tides of Chaos ability.
You got new dice.
Oh, they're all the same ones.
17 plus 5, 22.
Those are his bougie dice. Keeps the shit.
May
Keeps
win.
the shit dice here.
You're not the only one
Chinese
who notices
company.
it when you set
You may
the
win.
chest down in front of you. As I said, it's about this way big. The chest itself does not have like a seal, essentially, or like a dividing portion of it where there should be hinges and it should like open up.
Just
It's
seems like
just
a
this
solid.
solid wooden box, but solid
Got a pyro version?
solid in its kind of form, but its actual structure looks flimsy and like petrified and rotted and kind of broken. The wood itself is kind of like this ash wood in a way. It's kind of like a darker grayish color and almost. The box itself has several runes just kind of all over it. They're not really like in the line or like there's no pattern to them by any means. They're just kind of like haphazardly like placed all over it. Many of them being like these kind of runes of like darkness, curse, like evil, death, betrayal, opposition, glyphs are kind of like these like warding almost, or kind of like almost like a rune that is specifically designed to like ward off certain creatures in a way, but you're not really like picking it up yet because you're trying to piece everything together, because there is no, as I said, like rhyme or reason to how these runes are all placed upon this. But the box itself has a lot of magical properties to it. Like you're not even really sure how to get it open. You
Can I discern, I guess, whether this box is trying to keep something in or something out?
kind of hard to tell.
Okay.
But you would probably lean more towards it trying to keep certain creatures like from getting into it.
Okay.
Like you have no issues like picking it up and like looking at it, moving it around.
Job, touch this. Dies.
Careful.
Dead.
Puts his hand on it. Nothing happens.
No reaction. His head explodes.
Fuck.
Glad we tested that. Alright,
Did we open it?
it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't open. It's magical, that's for sure.
You think we can
What?
smash it?
You want to try? I'm honestly curious to see what happened, but it might break the stuff inside. Although,
I could.
it's kind of weird. When I was carrying it, sometimes it feels like there's stuff in there, and other times it feels like it's empty.
Does this chest have any sort of meaning or semblance in your culture at all or anything?
There is nothing on that is familiar to me.
What if I?
Can I
What if I
cast?
gently smash it?
Gently?
Everything you see on it
I
too is
mean,
runic.
just as an example, how you gently smash something.
Can you guys read giant or runic?
Let me,
Oh,
let me
okay.
see if I can
Not
gently
really.
smash anything
No,
in my
I'm
bag.
kind of winging bits and pieces
so I didn't
together.
know if it was
Yeah,
something
a
that
lot
could be
of, so
discerned.
like him looking at it from like a arcane runic standpoint, like he can discern a lot of the runes from it. Like I said, are like kind of runes of warding off something,
Yeah.
runes
Where-
of kind of like
Are the
darkness.
runes that we can actually like we know runic?
Yeah.
It's giant, right? That's what
Yeah.
we said.
Mhm.
So I could read them.
That's what I was asking today also.
Yep.
Are those different? Like, do they get any different information than what I would get, or is it
They
kind of
would.
similar stuff?
They would, because if you don't know, like, the...
Do not open
old
this box
kind
if
of-
you are this.
Like, older runic text and, like, runic magical things are quite different, because
Job touches his
at the
box
core,
3
like,
times.
every original runic symbol that pertains to some, like, magic in a way that is used for magical purposes has been the same since its fruition, but the text of things has actually, like, slowly kind of changed over time to become more clear and concise and kind of better formed and structurally.
You reading
done.
it?
I'm gonna try to.
Okay.
After he
Get
kind of
your
sets it back down, I'll take a
Get your
look.
fucking peepers on
There's
that, dude.
that many runes. I would have tried to read it when Stein was like holding
Yeah.
it, looking at it.
Yeah, so all of you that were going to kind of look at it then, you can make an intelligence check. Is anybody, like, grabbing it and, like, trying to, like, move, like, look at it?
Once he set it down, I was gonna try
Yeah,
to
sure.
do that.
I'll hand it over to whoever wants to look at it.
I ain't touching that thing.
I'm retarded.
Kills werewolves.
Same. I just can't see it. That's all.
What are we rolling?
Actually, I covered it with something.
That makes
I'm trying
sense.
to read it. There's a cover on it.
I rolled terribly.
Oh no.
I got an 8.
What are we rolling to read?
You're
it?
up, big man.
Intelligence.
Intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
My intelligence isn't bad.
You got an 8, you said?
Yeah.
For your intelligence roll?
He's a
15.
smart guy.
What'd you
15.
Lower.
Lower?
He's a smart guy.
I'm like this.
He starts bleeding. He's like, I'm getting
Every
woozy.
thought, more blood gets pumped to your brain and out the back.
So he kind of sets the box down. You go to grab it. The second your hands touch the side of it,
Oh, great.
you feel this intense kind
Use
of
a
like
demon.
cold sensation like to your hands, and this like deep black vein kind of shoots up both of your arms and like goes up across your neck to where like you can see where that like you're connecting like your tattoos are. It like almost puts a line through it and causes it to flicker in a way.
Like pull it, like rip them back off.
Yeah, you like
It's one of those
holding it,
situations where
like,
he's
when
getting
you're
like
like
when you
this,
grab
kinda,
him,
like,
you
seized
can
up on it, like it's
squeezing
electrical.
it, and you can your bones tense, like everything tenses up, and you watch Kane just like grab that and like yank it from in between your hands. You fall down to the ground like holding your neck. You take 24 points of necrotic damage.
You grab him, and then you start getting electrocuted. I grab you. We're all just sitting there like, and Job just walks away.
Yeah. Well, it's exactly half of my max, but it's over half since I am down.
Down five.
Do not
Fine.
die, dude.
Go ahead, make
It's
me
so.
This is how you
So
get your
dumb.
massive damage. Fucking. Your massive damage injury.
Got this.
Holy shit.
Conned up,
Big
dude.
numbers.
Holy shit. See, it's bad.
Yeah,
It's not a 1 though, right?
Conned up, dude.
9?
9.
You need to roll.
If you
like,
asked me for an amount of
D10.
money to read that dice in your hand, there was no way.
Just a D10?
Damn, you couldn't.
Yep.
You couldn't wait till
Rolling
we
sharp.
hit level 6. I could have give you a D4 to that.
I'm scared.
I'm scared for you.
8.
8's a good one.
Eight's perfectly fine. You're fucking dead, buddy. You're dead.
Excruciating pain. The pain of the injury causes
Wow,
you
imagine that.
great discomfort. Until you are fully healed, anytime you roll a d20, you must also roll a 1d4 and subtract it.
Minus 1d4 all your rolls.
Until I'm fully healed?
Yep.
I'm gonna heal like I'm just kidding. I won't just yet.
This is gonna suck, and I'm really sorry, but since your max HP is also reduced, until that gets fixed.
To this?
Yes.
To 19?
Damn,
I'm
you're
saying,
fucked,
like,
dude. Just quit doing shit.
Basically, what I'm getting at is like you're
No, I
gonna
think it
be in
means that
excruciating
you're-
pain
you have
until that gets
1d4.
cured.
Yeah,
Minus 1d4 until you get your max HP back.
the D4
Your,
thing.
your max
Oh.
HP didn't go down.
You still have the same max HP.
Yeah,
Billy's
still
not
the
trying
same
to
max
kill
HP.
you that bad, but you are still dying.
You can see the second you grab that chest that the pain that it causes is seriously excruciating. Like you can feel it almost to your core in a way, to where whatever is inside this box or around this box, something pertaining to you or like you is specifically prevented from trying to get into it and access whatever is inside.
They don't want me to become an all-powerful
After-
necromancer. Whatever.
After watching that, I'm not touching it. I'll read it, but I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
I think I'm
Kane
gonna
kind of yanks the box away.
Up below my
Focus
my
on the
glasses.
ground. You're holding your neck.
Yeah. Wait, I'm sorry. So the minus D4 thing is
Until your max HP is like.
Oh, okay.
So you get rid of that
Completely,
-5.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay.
Yes, that's what I was getting at. Holding your neck. Once you take
Really fucking
once you take your hand away,
He crafted depression if you wanted.
that kind of light blue energy on your neck, like from the tattoos that you have, like the constellations kind of connecting, kind of flickers a little bit, and that kind of deep black vein that was going up your arm, it kind of goes in reverse from like where it was. Like it doesn't sink back this way. It sinks, like disappears from this way. Like it slowly starts to fade, and then once it gets up toward your neck, like you're feeling it. You can feel it, like as it's kind of disappearing, that it slowly is just like has this very
big
very
bad
cold,
evil.
chilled kind of feeling into your bones, to where like when you even like when you squeeze your hand, like you can almost feel like almost your bones are breaking in a way. And then once it fades and kind of goes, that pain still kind of lingers a little bit, but it subsides. The tattoo
We
is
will
back
kill you.
again.
Don't try to fuck with us, buddy.
I cast Dispel Magic on the box.
Sure. What level?
3.
Okay.
Well, it's a 9th level box.
Might be.
Go for it, I think.
After I kind of throw the box down and I guess have it ripped out of my hands, I'll fall
I
backwards.
know that the spell magic is. I think the spell magic changed in the new.
I got it.
ones. If you could
I
pull it
have,
up really
I have it
fast.
pulled up. Choose one creature, object, or magical effect within range. Any ongoing spell of level 3 or lower on the target ends. For each ongoing spell of level 4 or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability, DC 10, plus that spell's level. On a successful check, the spell ends.
Go ahead and
Roll
roll
that.
that.
You get the negative D4.
Yep.
Forgot about that.
Don't forget your D4.
Let me roll first, okay?
Why? So you can get happy and then have your soul crushed? Roll them both at the
Roll
same
the
time.
D4, and then you get a 4, and then don't even
Hold on.
bother.
First, I'm going to cast Guidance on myself.
So you're not rolling a D4, is what you're saying.
I don't know what's up to ability.
Counteraction, dude?
If I cast Guidance on myself, can I counteract the negative D4?
Or just you have to roll 2 D4s. and 1 negative, 1 positive.
No, I mean you can do that.
Oh, that's... Hold on. Guidance is to choose a skill. Oh, any ability check? This is just like a standard ability check, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Spellcasting ability check.
Yeah. So if you're wisdom based and you do it for your wisdom, it would give you the.
Okay.
Wisdom of the...
I'm going to cast Guidance on myself.
That was a guess.
This is just an ability check, not saving throw?
Yes.
I can't roll today. I'm done.
What'd you get?
I didn't get it.
Roll a D4, you might get a negative number.
Check it, check.
Yeah, you gotta make
That'd be pretty pog, dude.
Negative number's lit. What'd you roll?
Well, actually... Hold on.
Holding on.
You know what? I'm gonna roll the counteracting D4s because I got a 13.
Alright, you gotta say which one's which.
Yeah. This is for the.
You got a 13.
I got a 13.
Okay, so make sure you know which one is which.
This is gonna be my negative.
Okay.
4.
Roll that one, you might get a 4.
It's my
God,
positive.
Honestly, if you get a 4, that's pretty good.
2, so it's 11.
Plus your...
I wanted to play the odds, but
Did you already include your modifier?
yeah. It's,
Brother
it's
said,
11.
I can't roll, and then wanted to
Well,
play
it
the
might
odds.
be. It could be just like a 4th level.
As you yank the chest away, Brodier seems like he's like trying to read it, and you like go to hand it to him, and he's
Whoa, what the fuck?
he's like, I do not.
No way, bro.
As you're doing that, you're still holding it. Voktesh seems kind of angry when he like gets up. Like, I'm gonna fucking break this box in a way. Like, I can make this
Gently
work.
break it.
Oh, the box is breaking me.
Stands up,
Honestly,
puts both of his hands
You
up.
can
You can
1v1
see
by a
this kind
box.
of like light blue.
if
like,
he tries to smash it, I
kind
can
of
give
almost
him disadvantage.
fluorescent
I can give
light
you
energy
advantage.
start to come
Okay,
through his
wait a
hands
minute.
as he pushes them forward. As you
I think
do
we should
that,
do that.
there is this dark black energy that pushes back and shoots out both of your arms, causing you to jolt back.
Oh my
no.
god.
You take 15 points in the cross damage.
Are you dead?
No, I'm good.
Oh my
good.
god!
I'm vibing, bro.
You think you can try one more time?
I can.
You watch
I
him
will.
fall to the ground.
I'll do it.
I have an idea for.
Can I read it first?
Sure, go ahead and read it.
15, right?
Yeah.
All of that happens really fast.
Yeah, no, You're like holding your head, like just getting out, like ready to like move around, and everybody's kind of conversing about the chest.
1v1 by a chest.
You start to look and you watch, and you're like looking at. You're standing next to it, so like Kane's here, Voktesh is here. You're like watching. You watch Voktesh go over and go to like grab it initially, like it from the middle. And then you watch Kane yank it from him on the ground, while you're all still like just sitting here holding your head. He gets back up, he just shove his hands onto it. You watch the white energy just get enveloped by this darkness that sends him back. He's like on the ground, you can hear him just like...
I'm just laying there.
You can see all the runes on the side, and you start to kind of walk over and like look at it.
Turning away from the dish.
Like holding it.
Put my back in between.
Yeah, and block them. Stay away from that.
So a lot of the reason that there is like this delineation between like older kind of runic giant text and like your guys' runic day-to-day text is that a lot of the older stuff is more of like interpretation based. Like it's just very vague symbols that you yourself kind of make up as to what you think it would be. So like a certain rune can mean 3 different things, but the more you put more runes together, it starts to almost lose that little bit of guesswork where you would try to think of what it would be. So as you're kind of sitting there interpreting it, reading it, looking at it, a lot of it is saying that the box is holding some sort of power within it. That the power within it is not to be released by those of greater kind of ascendance in a way. There's like trying to understand
You a
what
god?
this, a lot of what you see. So this like you're able to discern a lot of symbols that are on it. One of the symbols that you actually start to look at is something that you have seen in your brief images of the world tree. You can see this symbol. It's like a half sunset, essentially, with like lines coming off of it. You've seen that symbol, but you can't think right now of like what it is. Like you can't put your head around and like wrap around and know exactly what that symbol means. But you've seen this symbol that's pertaining to it is like what it's warding off. So it's essentially saying like the box is keeping out creatures from whatever this is, essentially.
You can heal yourself first
Yeah,
before we do this again.
We're doing this again.
Is anybody else hurt
We're
right
gonna
now by
I'm
chance?
I'm gonna have you try to smash, and then I'm gonna give you disadvantage.
The box
Him
itself,
advantage.
it has a lot of these ties and like insinuations of darkness and it says a lot of like so I'll just give you like little lines of basically what you are kind of interpreting from it. Creature, darkness, fallen, ascendance, and then it has that symbol of that half sunset. And then there's like a warding symbol that is basically creatures, and then that same thing of that sunset. There's a lot of symbols, like runes on it, that are specifically toward darkness, evil, shadows.
I'm gonna cast a 2nd level Cure Wounds on myself.
Honestly, kind of wish the seer was here. He might be able to better tell us what the hell is going on with this.
Is there anywhere where it says "Do not smash box"?
I don't think it's gonna smash. Even then, all we need out of it's a book, so.
I smash box. Me smash box.
Go ahead and roll to hit.
Me kill box.
I'm gonna cast Silvery Barbs on him to give him disadvantage. And then I'm gonna give advantage to Voktesh.
Oh, you piece of shit.
Was it a nat 20?
Yeah.
It can't be that hard to hit a box.
A stationary
It's
box.
stationary.
17.
It's like trying to hit a door.
the mall, like,
Oh fuck!
comes down and just.
Whoops.
So while I'm laying on the ground,
Dude, you smoked the
I'm just gonna like be laying there for a minute or two, and then I'll like touch my chest and kind of use magic to heal myself up.
Yeah.
Stand up. All right, guys. I think I got it this time.
Where the fucking box is open, dude? Tell me I opened it.
Not even
Bounces directly off.
boom.
I watched that happen.
You got this, man. I believe in you.
I don't, but sure.
You're doing it. You're
Trying to decipher anything different with my
I'm a little.
working.
I took a
with
deep
my
breath.
Knowledge.
Oh,
I'm not. I'm gonna
I'd say a lot of
underestimate the box this time.
good idea.
Just maybe how they're engraved in there in a certain order. If they
Still
mean
give yourself
something.
guidance.
Yeah.
He's
You
double,
don't have to
he's double
focus.
fisting. He's double
I'd say you can
fisting.
get parts of like what he has, but I'd say that's
Oh.
it's different.
All right.
That's a good
You know what?
technique. That's a good technique right
I'm
there.
trying a different dice.
Different techniques. That's crazy.
What are you doing exactly right now?
So I healed myself with Cure Wounds.
Oh, I thought you were just showing
And
us
I'm
your
gonna-
techniques. That's
I'm gonna try to cast Dispel Magic again
Okay.
after I've recomposed myself a bit.
Okay. Do you still have guidance on you?
I'm recasting.
Is he skiing?
Okay.
Is he in a cave? Or is he skiing?
No, he's rolling dice.
And I have advantage, right?
Yes, you do because of silvery barbs.
I see him get up and
Oh,
try to touch
no.
the box again. I'm grabbing it.
You have advantage on ability checks.
Oh, I'm.
Bro, you're gonna fucking kill yourself again.
I'm gonna blow
healed
myself up again.
I'm a little more composed. I'm not gonna underestimate it this
You
time.
might be the only guy who can open this.
I.
Let's not let him touch it though.
If it fucks me up again,
he doesn't need to touch it.
I'm out. I can't do anything.
Alright.
And you might have to stabilize me, but that's.
I can do that. Don't worry.
Not me.
I got him. I got him. We got the ambulance on standby.
Holy fucking shit, dude.
He rolled a
Oh,
98
no.
on a d20.
You need to switch dice.
I did switch dice.
Switch again. Can't be worse than last time.
15?
15. Okay. Did you roll your d4s?
Oh, you did.
Do I have to?
Yeah,
Yes.
you do.
I will.
They might make a difference. You might get a 1 and
We
a
roll
4.
everything now.
Yeah.
-1 and +4.
This is the negative.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice, that made it
my
a
god.
Trick
1.
shot.
1.
That was a 2. So
All right. -2.
13.
13.
Wait, you trick shot the
Come on
fucking...
for it. Come on
negative
for it.
one?
Big one.
3, 16.
16.
Need a 7.
I hope that's enough because I don't think we can get much higher right now.
Now, if I roll fucking any better than a fucking 7,
If you want to try and hit it again, we can do it again. But actually, I need to roll out.
This time, as you're doing it, you see the
it's gonna kill
white
me.
kind of energy coming from your hand. Kane is holding the box.
Okay.
And you can
Not
see
good.
as your hands are kind of pushing down, that energy slow, like the energy you're pushing down onto it is like this silvery kind of ice, like light blue, very similar to the color of like the tattoo, like when it glows on your neck. And it does glow as you're doing this.
Okay.
As you're pushing down, you can see this layer start to encompass the top of the box, and then you watch as there's this little slit, like right where you would imagine an opening would be. And as you're pushing down on it, you watch this black energy like slowly kind of curl out of that and start to push back you pushing down at it. You holding it,
So what
your
are you doing?
hands for a brief
Let it
moment, see this
go.
like black kind of smoke rolling along them, but it's more of like a fog. It's not really like actual smoke. It's more
You're
like a
getting
fog.
kidnapped.
It's very dense looking. It's like darkness, very similar to the stuff you were seeing inside of that tomb. You're pushing down more and more, and you can feel like you can see your vein like popping from your arm, your both sides of your neck, the tattoo glowing as you're pushing. You can feel like the fight from just the box itself and the energy protecting it. As you're pushing, that slit opens just a little bit more before there's this quick like slam, and then the energy pushes right back. This huge burst of black energy
shit.
shoves your hands back, and like you can feel it
we
almost
should let
like in
them
your
open.
hands, like that same energy that originally caused you to like convulse while you were holding it.
I
You
did
take
put,
5 points in necrotic
I
damage.
did put my fingers in when the crack was done.
You know, half fingers.
I gotta roll a wild magic surge.
Firebolt, it'll blow it up.
Happening subsequently.
Unicorn
Open
alone.
magical box.
30.
Within
I'm just gonna
20
sit here and let you guys all kill yourself.
No, I just
It's gonna be
next
Kane holding the box.
next time I cast a spell
Next,
that deals
next,
damage, it does max damage.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
How
Hit
long
the,
does that sit around?
hit the box with a fireball!
Just says
the next time you. Oh, within the next minute. Okay. So,
Okay.
So it's not really useful right now. But. Fireball.
You feel a little drained.
I can't do this today.
Maybe I kind of wanted to get it open before we got back to the.
Well, we got a few days of
I
travel.
smashed the
at
box.
Okay.
You can't beat me. I'll smash your fucking box, buddy.
We can keep trying every day and see what happens, but
Sure.
A fucking 19.
I'm just warned.
19
Yeah.
bounces right off.
I've got an idea that might help with.
I think I might have to bear deer this box.
I'm gonna just try again tomorrow.
Okay.
If I could just get a decent roll.
I'm gonna look at the box again. Does it say anything about opening it? If I look deeper.
Do not open.
It has a warning glyph on there that indicates it doesn't want to be opened.
It doesn't want to be opened by certain people.
That certain people are me, and now I'm really tempted to get in there. So I'm gonna figure it out.
You see, like, you would have seen specifically, like,
Is
like
there-
runes of sealing and runes
there-
of warding.
It's.
They're a 9-digit code that I gotta.
Doesn't appear to be so.
Did we leave the manual back in the cave?
Yeah.
If I look where that slit was, it's just solid now.
You basically would have seen two, like, strong magical runes
Man.
on it that were basically just, like I said,
Make it out.
the rune of warding and the rune of sealing.
When it was briefly open, was it just kind of darkness in there, or could I make anything?
What's inside the box?
Just like kind of rolling out of
Game
the
board.
slit.
He's in a skateboard. That shit's so good. That shit's so good. I love Bo Burnham.
We should probably start walking. You okay to start walking?
I'm fine to walk. Maybe not do anything else for the rest of the day.
Sure. I'm not gonna ask you to.
Can I
Well, first,
discern which way is east from the sky?
first we need to know which way to go.
Yeah, I think we just gotta head this way.
Which way would you like to head?
East.
We're
East.
camel.
My thought is to head east to the coast and maybe get back to our camp.
Because we did not bring a camel into the thing.
We are walking.
So
I
we're
missed my
camel.
camel.
Your guys' camp would be west. Like, it's on the western coast.
Oh, you're
of the
right.
desert.
You're right. Yeah, I want to go west.
So opposite direction of where you are.
Yeah.
Opposite of what you said originally.
Yeah.
You want to go west instead of
Yeah,
east.
We'll head there and then head back to the city, probably.
Okay.
Because we can get to the city from the camp. So.
Yeah.
Why don't we just take it back home? We did see her.
If we're going to unleash darkness upon a civilization, let's not let it be ours.
There's certainly a part of me that wants to take it to the seer, but I'm worried about the consequences.
Okay.
Granted, they probably don't know. Well, they probably have some idea of where we reside.
We're walking.
Let him pull up. See what happens.
Okay, I'll pull up.
With the seer, probably. He probably do pull up here. But shh. Ayo, seer. Hello, dog.
I don't know how long it's going to take us to get to the camp. I probably will not try to do anything with the box for a day or two at least.
Every
But
couple
at
hours.
some point during the journey,
I'm
after
gonna try to smash it.
after a couple
Right,
days,
set
I'll
it down.
probably
Going
reattempt
again.
to.
I have your guys' travel pretty segmented, so
Okay.
whenever you feel within that
Smashing
time,
it
if you would like
45
to, just
times
let me know.
now.
Alrighty.
Number 46 over here.
At this
Yeah,
point,
you really
you
did get
begin
brain injury.
walking west. There's really like no specific one of you leading the charge. A lot of you have enough sense of you to know which way is west right now with how the sun is. You know that it's early in the morning, so it's basically at your back as you're walking, and you can feel it. The sun is barely covered by the clouds. The heat constantly beating down on you. The exhaustion from the battle the day before, the exertion that some of you had just experienced trying to deal with this box. And the toll this adventure has kind of taken on you already cut your first day of travel pretty short. You don't really have an exact idea as to where you are. Like I said, you just know that you're in the desert and you're heading west. The sun itself is not even fully set once you begin to kind of set camp. even while you are setting things up, you struggle to do everything as you're just sore and fatigued. You can
That's why I can't break it. I'm sore.
see
My
Job
injury.
is definitely like flustered all in all, and he's just trying to like survive out here right now. You can see that he himself is not built like you guys are. He doesn't have the same constitution and like drive and combat prowess. Like he is just literally has found himself in the situation just through the events of his life. He is doing what he can though. Like you can see he's also very tired himself. He is dragging behind quite a bit. Like you guys can still see him, but he's probably like a good 100 yards so like walking behind you. And then when you guys start to set up camp, he like takes a little bit of a reprieve and then starts to try to help like everybody like moving and picking up tents. And you can see that he's making it very obvious to try to make himself useful. And he can definitely sense like tension and a little bit of animosity in a way between you guys. He does what he can to help out, but you guys are very capable of yourselves of like putting your stuff up and setting up your tents how you want and making sure that you're well protected from all of the elements. As I said, that first day, you find rest pretty early in the day. Like the sun has just barely gone down. Some of you toss and turn in your sleep.
I sneak attack the box.
Maul bounces right off.
Natural 20. Sneak attack the box with a natural 20. He dies. Box is dead. I beat the box.
I have bad news for you, Druid. The box was never alive.
Right. All right.
Wood was alive at one point.
That's right.
Yeah, idiot.
For the first couple days, I'm going to, just after we get up in the morning, I'm going to make sure
Dan would say
to
that.
clean up Brodir's head wound and replace the bandages.
I'll assist.
I can't believe I just had a natural 20 to sneak attack a box. And it
You
Still
rolled it.
won.
That's kind of on you.
still was a piece of shit box.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw the
You
box.
just wasted a good natural 20
guys,
on being a
All
goober.
right, I guess I'll go pick that up.
You guys all kind of get up
Still
fairly
there, unbroken.
early. Like the sun is like not even up yet on this next day, just because of how early you had gone to sleep the day before. Like the sun is literally just on the horizon, like right in your face almost in a way to where like you have to face the opposite way of it sometimes because it's so blinding. Sand is basically all over your body. You kind of feel itchy. You're uncomfortable. You find yourselves constantly drinking water. Did somebody have the ability to create
Yeah,
food and
I got
water?
create and destroy water.
I don't know. Otherwise, we're.
I can produce up to 10 gallons every time I cast the spell.
Do you need something?
You need-
to do
He
this?
needs water.
Sand or dirt and
Just like
water.
blasting into water skins.
So if I have a water skin with a little bit of water, I can replace everybody else's source.
Got it.
Buckets, get something.
You should dig a hole every time.
Before you guys kind of take off,
Sand.
Steiner and Voktash tend to the wound on the back of your head in order to rebandage it. It's painful, but like you're not really showing much of it. Like you're able to kind of power through it.
I give it a smack. Whack. Why is he moaning like that?
If I stick my finger in there, something might happen.
I gotta go. I'll leave you guys to it.
Laying in my tents here and then all I'm moaning.
Nothing's
What's going on out there?
Nothing's going on in here. Normal bandage.
Is that bro you're making that sound?
What happens in the tent stays in the
I didn't know I
tent.
could go that high.
Camping in the desert is uncomfortable and not easy.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Somebody else
One way
might
to
find
put
a
it.
hole.
It is difficult to find rest through the constant heat. You've noticed through the nights a lot of the small critters that are kind of scurrying and slithering through the sand. You're not really sure, like many of them are just like scorpions or lizards or snakes, and you're not really sure if any of them are poisonous, but you're not really in the market of trying to figure out what they're actually capable of. Job has made it pretty clear though, like when you guys first started this, that everything in the desert is either trying to kill you or capture you for the most part. Job has also been trying to teach some of you a little bits of the Amatown language, that those of you that kind of showed interest
Oh,
initially.
I don't
definitely
learn that
would.
shit language.
Not nearly enough to where you would be fluent, but enough to properly like greet a stranger, and that's
Ask
about it.
for the
Like
bathroom.
super basic stuff.
I want a room.
He teaches us numbers and colors.
Yeah.
It is very simple. In order to say hello, it is just tere. Tere. That's it.
Terry.
Tere. Tere.
Who we doing this?
Tere is not the word in the language. Just tere.
Did
He's
Very
not.
good.
He's not a terror.
You jackhead.
I hit the chest. I'll never get away
Mall
from
bounces.
him. It'll never get away from me. I'm on him.
The mall head just breaks off.
You catch the box slipping one time.
It's okay, there's a magical maul in the box, I'm convinced.
Reach your hand in, pull out a maul.
Can I just try to open it? Give it like a...
Make a strength check.
Okay, don't make
Advantage for
don't
that.
fucking- Don't BM me. I'm gonna rage.
You're BMing me.
I'm gonna rage. I'll turn into Bear Deer right now and open this bitch.
Are you raging?
No, I can't rage right now.
Yeah, he'll start losing blood.
But I'll open this box like this.
Or maybe you'd lose less blood. I don't know.
You said strength saving throw, right?
Strength check.
Athletics?
Strength.
50.
You try to find purchase on it. You can see there's like even parts where the wood is like gnarled and twisted to where like it feels like you could just like put your finger in and like yank back and it would just break off. And you find purchase on that and you're just squeezing, trying to yank back on it, and it doesn't even budge.
What do I give it? Gentle pets.
Whisper to
No.
That was fucking stupid, dude. Stop talking.
Can you open little chest? Could you let us inside?
I thought he was getting mad, but maybe
Losing his mind.
He's regressing. The damage is permanent. He is 12 years old mentally.
You sit in the corner of the tent like this. This perfect little chest. Open for me, little chest.
might have to take him out back.
Look at the flower, bro, dear.
You unmuted the mic, right?
No.
Yeah.
Just double
Why
checking.
didn't you just peek? Don't ever laugh like that.
You guys find yourselves on like the end of the third day of kind of travel. You're tired. You can feel like the soreness in your legs. You're
my eyes are more
constantly-
cross-eyed.
The sand, like walking through the sand, like you would imagine it would feel a little easier because it's soft, but you're having to put more energy into like staying stable as you're taking your steps and moving across because the ground beneath you is just shifting as you walk through it. It's still solid, like you're not like sinking in anything, but it's not this like solid purchase of like
Do
a
you
forest
think-
floor or rocks.
Do you think snowshoes would work on sand?
Probably better than just your normal.
I'm putting my snowshoes on.
Okay.
Do you have a way to give advantage other than what you did? Oh, okay.
Do I gotta hit the chest again? I'll do it.
He can do it. You want to try again? I'll do that again. I have no problem doing that.
Well, I'll wait till his dumbass decides to hit the chest.
I'll hit the chest.
Alright, I'll spend the spell.
So this
slot.
is like the fourth day of you guys camping. You're setting up pretty like early again in the day. The heat just kind of gets to you. You're literally constantly drinking water. You're having to at least every other day make more water because of how much you're going through it.
It's like
I mean, each of you are probably drinking close to, if not more than like a little bit of like
I don't.
A gallon
like
or
a
so.
gallon
I don't
or
need
so,
water.
like pretty close.
at least.
Brodier is definitely like slamming it because he's just so much bigger and the energy is exerting. But
This is good enough.
nonetheless, like you guys are going through water
It's
really
not.
quick. Food is another thing.
Like,
Like
it's wet, ain't it?
sometimes you're not even really hungry like during the day walking. Like you're more just like you need to drink water. A couple of days, like through this, first 4 days of traveling, maybe 2 times that a couple of you maybe just like eat something really small. It's more or less like you feel in your stomach like this weird uneasy feeling. You can constantly feel yourself sweating. Feel yourself kind of breathing a little heavier as you're walking around. Like it's just uncomfortable and you're not used to it by any means. The clothing that you're wearing helps. You can find, which bits of your skin are exposed because they very quickly and easily burn. You guys are resting at the camp. You
I
again
smashed the
stand
chest.
up and get ready to hit the chest.
I
Go
got
ahead and
You're probably weakening it.
make a roll.
You got this, champ.
Oh, what was that? 3.
11 to hit.
11. Okay.
Go for it.
You hit the box. This time when you hit it, you hear this like kind of little bit of like a crunch sound. You look at the box. It is fine. There's nothing.
Job was underneath it.
More like your mom.
You look at your maul, and kind of like in the center part of it, you see this little bit of split.
I knew it. That sucks.
Consequences.
How big of a split is it?
It's probably like that big.
We got mending.
I'll pull up my tape.
I'm gonna cast mending on it and see if it fixes
It
it.
fixes it.
I hit the chest again. No, I'm just kidding.
The head goes flying.
So the past several days, I haven't really like pretended to care about the box, but like as we're walking, I'm kind of like side eyeing it the whole time, like this fucking box.
I'm gonna catch you off guard. I'm gonna catch you off
And then
guard.
I see
I
him
tried sneaking attack.
as we're camping. I see him take a swing at it. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll try again. And then I'll stand up and I will first cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
And
Like enhance.
well, so that's the problem. I have guidance and I have enhance ability, but they're both concentration, so I can only do one or the other.
Shit. I can't.
I'll concentrate for you.
I can look 2 different directions. I swear you can concentrate on 2 things.
But you said you could give me advantage by giving him disadvantage, right?
That's what I did.
Okay, so yeah. So then I'm gonna.
You think I'd roll 11 without disadvantage? What do you think's going on here?
I do actually.
Which 2 dice should I use? Or neither of
Shall give him a
These
dice,
2
dude.
are like
That is a wild
the darkness ones, so.
Don't use those. Don't use the light ones. It doesn't like darkness.
I'm just gonna roll this one twice.
Yeah.
It doesn't like light. It's a dark box.
Wait a second.
What?
Go ahead and make your roll.
Just do it. Just do it, please. Do something. Somebody do something.
Is that why it don't open?
Come on.
Did it
Come
play in
on.
darkness?
You doing the -1 first again?
It's got its defenses on because it's in the light right now.
What are you at right now?
18.
18?
Yeah.
1 on the negative. 1 on the negative.
That's a 2 on the negative.
Okay.
Hit a 4. Hit a 4. Hit a
16.
4. Hit a 4. Hit a 4. Hit a 4. Hit a 4.
19. I got 3.
19. Okay.
That's
Well,
it.
times
Can't be
it.
higher than
Yeah.
that. It can't be.
Literally can't. You've spent
Cheat,
the last
Billy, do it.
2 days. Hey, you shut the fuck up.
He's like 10, 11, 10.
You spent
Your
the
head
last
starts leaking again.
2 days basically trying to act like it wasn't bothering you, but it's been at the back of your mind. You feel capable of doing it. There's something within that box that is just kind of taunting you in a way. It's very present. You can feel the like, not really like tension, but there's just an opposition that you feel towards it, and you realize that it is something so polar opposite of what you are to a degree. The darkness that kind of surrounds it, you can almost hear the box like breathing in a way, like whereas you're trying to sit there and like think about it, you just feel this like, and it's just constantly rolling in the back of your mind every time you try to think about it. The first time that you attempted to do so, that's like this like slamming like sensation of pain that hits you as you're kind of jolted back. The second time kind of doing it and forcing that energy toward it, you could feel yourself fighting whatever it is sealing this box and like warding off whatever, it may be trying to prevent from getting into it. It's you are the only one it seems to have really like shown some sort of great opposition toward in a way.
try to fucking kill me.
You put your hands over it again. This is after Brodier has kind of like hit it and like missed and kind of walked away, and he's like looking at the maul, and Steiner's fixing it very quickly. Nobody's really paying attention to like you just walking out into the middle. You're just kind of sitting there like at the camp, like on a bag or whatever, just staring at it for like, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Then you watch Brodier come over and hit the box. Another minute passes. You stand up and just like walk over to it. Not really thinking about anything. You're just staring at the box the whole time. There's no like quick glance at somebody else as you're walking up. You're just staring at the box. As you're staring at the box, it's getting later at night, so it's a little darker. There's this kind of bright bluish white glow from your hands as you start pushing down toward it. It's on the ground right now, just like kind of sitting in the sand. You guys have just been basically placing it out in the middle of you guys, or like near somebody's tent or whatever, but where it's at right now is just kind of out in the middle. Kane is just kind of sitting there, maybe sharpening his blade, doing whatever he is, sitting at the tent before the light kind of catches your attention. You look up toward the center where you can see Voktesh standing over it, and you immediately like stand up to like be like, dude, like what the fuck are you doing? But you watch as he's sitting there pushing that kind of bright blue and white energy down, similar to the color of the tattoos, as they kind of glow brighter. As you're pushing down, you can see that darkness kind of like curl upward, like over that energy and almost like toward you. As it starts to kind of curl towards you, you can see this little bit of like orange that starts to glow from inside of those lines that are all kind of connected. It's not really like covering it by any means, but it's more just like these little swirls like along the lines that you can see, and they're almost like projecting outward in a way. You push down more and more, that darkness just like pushes back even more. You can feel that cold like sensation, like you're in the hot desert, but you feel like the temperature just drops like 50 degrees, and you can feel it like kind of chill down your spine, but you don't even shrug or anything. You just push more and more down as you're super focused as to what you're doing. You can see him as he's standing there and kind of pushing down. His eyes are just like glazed over essentially with that white kind of color. There's like a little bit of blue specks and flecks that are kicking outward. And you watch as he's pushing down more and more, that darkness is kind of dissipating in a way, and then you watch it roar up a little bit from the sides to where like you're basically like, if this is the box itself and your energy is pushing, there's like that layer of the darkness on it, and the more that yours pushes down, it kind of like squishes out like away from the box and just starts dissipating into the air. You push down more and more, and you can feel the pushback from it. Like it's very strong. It's insanely strong. And as you're pushing down, you yourself, as you're doing it, feel like this slight hesitation of like, I don't know if I can do this. Like you can feel that cold energy, and it's almost like closing in on you. You can see the darkness almost enveloping around like the top part of Voktesh's head, but you see this little orangish red like fiery fleck of energy every now and then that like hits up towards the darkness and causes it to just like disperse and go away, and it starts like almost like these flame-like embers that are bursting down from basically the sides of you and like around, pushing all that darkness back and off like at bay, to where it slowly starts to disappear more and more, to where there's these little breaks and pockets in that darkness to where Kane can actually see you, because he kind of gets up and like gets ready to just like tackle you away from it, because it seems like it's just basically enveloping you, mimicking almost in a way what was happening to you inside of that tomb. As you push more and more down, you almost get to a point where your hands touch the actual top part of the chest itself. That's where you feel the most like opposite of like magnet, like it's just trying to shove you back in a way. But you know that you have to fully like commit and like push down into it. And as you're doing that, there's a slight hesitation of you feeling like a little bit of a like fear. Like you're like, I don't, like if I do this, like I might die. Like you felt that excruciating pain before, and you don't want to feel that or experience it again. Bless you. As you push down, and you're right there to being able to push down onto that box, you hesitate for a quick moment, as I said, that slight hesitation, that fear of death and that fear of pain, before you feel this kind of warm embrace on both sides of your arms, and you see this slight, just very faint, almost like you're imagining it in a way, orange curl of energy, like almost grabbing your arms, like saying like, it's okay, like you've got it. And then you just, with that moment, like push down, and as you push down, there's this quick slam of energy back to back, to where like you push, the darkness goes, and then when you push again, there's like this quick like darkness that slams down into the ground, to where appearing before you is basically just a box.
I smash it. Looking at it, you can see, like, those of you looking at the sides of the box, where a lot of those, specifically you, Steiner, being able to see it, the runes on there of, like those warding kind of runes, there's like this black faint kind of wisp to it, to where it just like slowly like trickles off of the side of the box. The rune that's on there for the sealing kind of magic still seems to remain.
I'm so scared to touch
Does
it.
it look like openable?
It doesn't look openable right now. The warding glyph that was on it though is gone, but there still seems to be runes of like sealing that are on the box itself.
There's only one way.
Maybe the evil guy put some sort of thing around it, and that's the part we just got through.
Can I touch the box without dying?
Just like, boop. Give it a boop.
Gonna like reach down, put my hand on it.
Your
after-
hands physically touch the top of it
Yeah.
after you finish the spell.
Okay.
So like once your hands are still like there and you're pushing,
Currently there.
like you can feel the purchase of the box and
And
like
you're stuck to it
nothing's happening.
while you're being electrocuted.
There's super glue. That was the next layer of defense.
To
Coat of
cut it
super glue
here,
on it.
but I did Wild Magic Surge again when I cast the spell. 72.
Recast the spell on the box.
Oh, I have the frightened condition until the end of my next turn. You determine the source of my fear.
It's the box.
Ah, naked box.
Well, I don't think the box is gonna kill me, but I don't think we can open it yet.
One more time for the boys. I smashed the box.
It's gonna kill us! I Misty step backwards and start running away.
Yeah, that works.
We just got rid of the darkness. Oh, okay.
Get away from it!
25.
25.
Yes.
You hit the box again. You hear another.
He just fixed it.
This time it's kind of closer to the head of the mall.
You're running.
Running.
I'm not fixing that again.
When you're like kind of hitting it,
Head of your mall's about to come straight
the
off.
one that was like right above your hand was the last one where that kind of crack came in. This one's like basically at the base of the mall, like where it connects to the head, to where like one solid hit of it and it'll snap clean off.
Get the duct tape out.
You've also realized that the mending is just fixing the cracks, not fixing the full integrity of the mall, that you keep slamming up against this, what seems to be an imposable force on the ground. It's like just smacking concrete almost, it
Yeah.
feels like.
You're gonna maul this dude.
Do I feel that I could do anything further?
There is still magic attached to it.
So I could like try to dispel magic again? Alright, I'm
Yes.
gonna do that.
Jesus.
Just going back to back.
Don't leave it! Run for your lives!
That guy is so far.
I'm
How do you
gone!
get so far?
You mean roll?
What the hell?
Misty
Yep.
step again.
Just be a straight roll.
Yep.
You spend all your mischief, you guys gotta
And
walk
then your
back.
D4.
Yeah.
Actually, after I do that, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself again.
Okay.
For wisdom.
Sorry, you don't get advantage this time. I'm far away. Oh, I should have.
Fucker, dude.
No.
I don't think I cleared
No
even
wild
10.
magic surge from the subsequent Misty
Can you
step.
clear 10 with the D4s or no?
Theoretically, yes.
One and
If I hit a 1 and then a 4.
What's the max
can do
that'll
it.
bring that to
You
though?
can-
10.
Yeah, it wouldn't
Yeah.
do anything. Yeah.
Oh, 10 after
You're
your
not,
modifier?
Yeah.
you're not feeling any sort of resistance now, like as you're trying to do things. It's more or less just like this. It feels like the lock is what
Yeah.
you're trying to break right now. Like you're just trying to open the lock. The ceiling rune that's upon it right now is like the only magical source that's
What does the
keeping it
ceiling
from
room
being
say?
open.
Just
It's just a rune ceiling.
I'll
Just
just
a
try
lock.
again in the morning. Sleep on it.
It only lasts until the end of my next turn.
Yeah, you would just like stop.
Oh,
maybe-
wait, it's fine. I turn around and start walking
I
back.
check my pockets for a key.
No keys.
You never
He
know.
checks his ass for a key.
I check his pockets for
I'll leave you no key, but there's a squirrel.
Whoa!
What the fuck? How long have I been in there?
Don't take the squirrel out. That guy's controlling me.
That's why your head's empty.
explains so much.
The squirrel is Ratatusker.
This fucking box, dude.
Let's just give it to the people. Fuck it.
Is there anything else?
Fuck this
You probably get
box.
like 60 feet away from the camp before you turn around and realize you're okay. You just basically were seeing like a huge image of darkness and purple eyes, and it's very imposing.
I'm just gonna walk back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of like
Uh,
Kneeled, crouched over in front of the box, looking at it.
can you fix this? I won't hit it again. I'm done. I'm done hitting it.
I can try. Alright, I'll cast mending on it again.
Okay.
Maybe
I had
I'll
the box. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know if I can really use it like this, but can I just like try to spend like a little bit of time going over the whole thing? I don't know if it really works
Yes.
like that, but
Yeah, I'd say you can. You could definitely tell, like, looking at it, like, you're not even, like, a blacksmith or anything by any means, but, like, looking at the handle, like, it's... The parts of it that are wooden are...
Only I knew a blacksmith.
worse for wear.
You have to ask this guy to get you a metal
Just stand.
handle.
Just
That
fucking
would
looking
hurt.
at him.
Or
just
reinforce it or
depressed.
something.
I know I'm gonna have to do work.
He's like, I'm gonna be the one really fixing that. This is a temporary fix. Maybe take it easy on the magical boxes that you're hitting.
Yeah. I won't hit this magical box anymore.
You can try one more time.
I got rid of the darkness.
I tried to hit it after that.
Oh.
I almost broke my maul. If another magical box comes around, though,
Hit
I
it.
will hit it.
Hit it. Like this one says TNT on it. Huh.
Boom!
He's dead.
Shouldn't have hit that one.
We're gonna take, like, 5 really fast.
We don't have time for that.
I know we don't, but I have to pee so bad. Fish your face. Take a quick 5-minute break. And
We got a guy who will take care of that for you.
Get like a
That's what you think the solution is? Not a like $30 wireless mouse.
probably do it with a
That'd
mouse
be
would be
cool as fuck,
cheaper
though.
than like a Steam Deck or
Like
a
a
Stream Deck.
launch pad.
I mean,
Oh.
yeah.
What if I got a stream deck? I could click buttons to go like, woo! I guess I could do that anyway.
Create a graphic.
He's
raging.
You have traveled at this point 5 days in the desert and have not seen anything besides rolling sand.
How
dunes,
long did we
essentially.
travel to the red sand?
To the red sand from
Yes.
where you
From the
started?
camp.
Because you started
No.
at your camp.
No, let's just. When we started going, what did we go east?
East, yeah.
How long were we going east for?
So you left.
From the camp.
You left Alnilath and went to your camp. That was 3 days.
Okay.
And then you left your camp and went over to where you got to. So essentially, you had to travel so far and then start heading like down a little bit. That was about 6, maybe a little less. Like you made good time initially at your start of your journey because
But
of
we
the
were
camels.
cameled, yeah.
Yeah, but now your travel is much slower than it was. But on this 5th day, you're not seeing really much that, and the thing is too is nothing can really be familiar because your whole travel there, the only difference that you ever
Oh, I've seen
noticed
that grain of sand before.
was the red sand, like that shift, that change
I don't know
of
what you're
sand.
talking about.
You're not 100% sure where exactly you are within the desert, but you're very confident that you're in the same desert, especially for you, like at night, like looking at stars and such. Like you can't really pinpoint like where other things may be, but like you know which way home would be if you were to start leading toward it, and you're kind of heading in that direction to where you would be heading west towards the coast. You're just not so sure like which way. You know, north or south, you also need to be traveling like southwest or northwest or dead like straight west essentially. But you haven't hit a coast, you haven't seen any water, you haven't seen any sort of transition in that sand where maybe you're like a little close to that edge maybe. You just feel like you're out in the middle of the desert, and as I said, your travel is much slower now than it was on the back of the camels, especially because you're not making. And with the camels as well, you traveled through the night on some of those days to like make more ground. So right now you're basically just on foot, pushing yourself every single day to travel more and more. You get probably about halfway through this 5th day. As you get through it, you are kind of in this. You can see. To the north of you is this kind of like dune, like sand dune, but it has a little bit of like a ridge to it in a way where it's almost like a cliff. It's not like a sheer drop off by any means, but it's steep in a way. As you're kind of walking, you're in this valley almost too, to where like there's a little bit, so like one side of you, like to the south of you, is maybe, you know, I'd say 80 to 90 feet up at its top peak, and then it has like a little bit of like a flat like roll, like it goes flat, rolls a little bit, flat, rolls a little bit, as opposed to the one on the north side is probably like a good 100 or so feet. Like you can see the difference in the height, and you're just walking through the middle part of that essentially from like where you were traveling, and it goes on for quite a while. Like the way that the topography and everything is set up, like you're just in the middle of this valley of sand dunes essentially. If everybody could make a perception check for me, please.
I'm good at things.
I'm not.
Should we make one for
I'm
Sigrid?
cross-eyed.
I can make one for him. I have his sheet.
Okay.
18.
9.
25.
4.
I got a +0.
4.
4. Okay, that's pretty clear.
It's the rain damage.
Just
Hmm.
holding your.
I can
It is
explain
the
it.
rain damage. It does have advantage on perception. Disadvantage on perception. You also got 25?
Yeah.
So you and Sigrid both
They
see.
could roll for anything fucking else.
You see up on that ridge to your north. The way that you're sitting in the valley, you can see in the distance what appear to be several silhouettes on the horizon, but it's above you. So you're in the valley, and it's essentially above you, like on that ridge. It's seeming like traveling like paralleling your path, and you've just now picked up on it. So you're not really sure if they maybe like came from wherever. There's various sizes of the figures and silhouettes that you're seeing. You don't think they've noticed you either because of the valley that you're in. So essentially,
the way that you are, like in this valley and the shadow that's kind of being cast, like you're able to walk through it a little bit more discreetly as opposed to like the middle of the day with somebody up on top of a flat ridge and they're just like a bunch of bumps and they stand out like really, really easily. So them seeing you, it's kind of a little more difficult, and they don't really seem to be moving at a quick pace. Like they just seem to be traveling from what you can see, like the pace that they're moving, and they're paralleling your path in a way. You don't know if you're going to end up like on the same level by any means, but you do know that like if you keep traveling, they have a chance of obviously seeing you. You're not really sure like what they are or who. There seems to be roughly like a dozen silhouettes that you can see. I'd say there's like 3 of them that are quite large, like kind of box like wagon looking silhouettes. You can tell most of them are humanoid. Like I said, there's a few large kind of wagon, like square, box type silhouettes. Being drawn by what you suspect from some silhouettes to be camels. They're probably not even that far. Maybe 300 or so yards like away from where you guys are. That ridge, like I said, is just like 100 feet up. So like they're not like super high up, but they're high enough up and like a little far enough away to where like as long as you're not yelling, they're not going to hear you. If you're not like making any crazy quick movements, they're not going to see you. But they are also like accessible to where like if you wanted to start to go up to them, you more than likely could. Either go wherever direction, but basically that's the information you have. And you can tell like Sigrid kind of like looking up sees it as well.
Yeah.
And you're kind of looking in the same direction before you both realize it.
Hey, Job.
Yes.
What's going on up there?
Kind of like covers the right side of his face as the sun is coming from your guys' back as he's like looking up. Don't know. Could be anything. Not really sure where we are in the desert, or I have a better idea of as to whom it may be. But if we are close to the capital, it could be patrols. If we are just randomly out in the desert, could be anybody. If we were near Al Milaf, I might even know them, but that's what information I have right now, just looking at them.
There are other cities in the desert?
The capital of Amatala, yes. There are several small villages and towns that are spread throughout as well, but most of the people inhabit within Al Milaf and Amatala.
Hey guys, there's looks like maybe a caravan of people up there on the ridge.
Where?
They're kind of hard to see, but every once in a while you get a little glimmer of some movement through the sunlight on the ridge.
Yeah, you can see him once he points it out.
Every time I try to glance up, I wince because the sun in my fucking eye.
They might be able to give us some direction, or they might try to kill us.
Which one do you think they'll do?
I would lean more towards the direction, especially if we're not really an aggressive people, but also maybe taking a chance, it'd be up to you.
I'm ready to kill everyone.
Should we, if we're gonna do that, should we hide this box?
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Guys, you know how to open this box?
I feel like we're going the right way,
Random ass people
but
when I
some
know what it
direction
is.
might not be too bad.
Just finding out how far.
Yeah.
We can try talking to them. Or we can kill them and take their stuff.
Either way.
The Viking way.
These camels do not seem like a bad idea.
Joe just told us
Job's
to
in
go
on it.
You see what happens? Go say hi.
Just walking.
I guess we should figure out before we get over there if we're gonna be hostile or not.
Oh, we've been on food.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
Didn't
fried bread.
you
Some water.
You lost a very large amount of what you brought with you as like supplies, but as I said, like you're not really needing to eat as much as you
We
are
didn't even
trained,
get to
but
eat the
your
camel.
food is very low.
I know, man.
Like you probably have 5 days worth of like solid food for each of you.
We need time. We need everything I got.
Can you tell how many there are?
English?
Can you tell how many there are?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Somewhere between 6 and 12, maybe. I can't tell exactly.
Could be some in those boxes.
Maybe more. Yeah, there's some large carts up there, it looks like.
Scrawny as people that live here should be no problem.
Maybe they'll just give us some food.
Let's go talk to them.
Or a camel.
I want the camels again.
See what happens.
Should we
Just go for it.
approach as one group or a little spread out?
Approach as one group. What are they gonna do?
Well, just to flank them or whatever, stop them from running.
That was,
Cut off their.
Maybe sneak around?
we can wait for them to get ahead and come up behind them, maybe.
Sure.
Yeah, at this point they're a little bit more ahead of you as you've kind of slowed your pace as you're walking and kind of like looking. Seemingly they also still do not seem to have noticed you.
Maybe some of us can sneak over to the other side of this ridge and we can both approach from each side.
That works for me.
Sure.
Alright, let's do
Okay. So are you guys all going up right now? Or are some of you like walking ahead? Like how are you trying to approach? Because like I said, they're basically above you and you're down here. And
Yeah.
there's like a steep ridge there.
I'd say if we could get a couple people to go ahead, maybe like Kane and Brodier. That's up to you guys.
Probably keep one big guy on each side just in case.
it. Not a bad idea.
Me and Secret will go on the other side. Like Job.
You guys gonna break Job?
Sure.
Alright.
Works for me.
Secret, Job. I'm going up this side.
Try to be sneaky. Good luck with that.
We'll just try to catch them from the rear.
So you're just like with you, brother.
Start heading there.
Alright.
Know where we gotta be.
So you guys are essentially like walking parallel like beneath them to try to get up to the front, and then you guys are trying to get up the side and kind of behind.
Yeah.
For those of you that are at the back trying to get up, which would just be you three, as you're trying to, it's extremely difficult. You find yourself getting up to a certain point and just like sliding straight down essentially. You're like walking like, cause you can kind of look at something and gauge like I could probably like walk up that, like I can get pretty close. But once you get maybe like 60 or so feet up for how steep it is, you just kind of like slide right back down. Even taking some sort of like weapon or stick or something and like stabbing it in, it doesn't find like purchase on anything. It just like digs into the sand, and then as it's pushing and putting pressure, the sand just like rolls down and out of the way to where like it slides and you can't really like get up onto it.
Avalanche.
Maybe
All of you make
planned and
athletics
worked.
checks at disadvantage.
That's which
I hate it here.
Trying to like, cause you're trying to get up the ridge.
athletics?
Yeah.
Can I do acrobatics somehow?
I roll a
instead?
natural 20.
I roll it too.
Yeah, it's more like strength, like getting.
I
your way
can't
up
cartwheel up.
there.
Dude,
You
Five.
You said athletics?
Yeah.
-2, 3.
3.
How far are we gonna go?
It's like 100 feet.
I can't throw you 100 feet. Yeah, it's you guys gotta figure that one out. Done.
Keep trying
can
to like
cast fly.
get up. All of you are doing the same.
Then
Like
you can carry.
you
both
feel
of
yourself
us.
digging your nails into the
That
sand
works.
and feeling it under your fingernails, and it's just like sliding down.
I could transform into something that could probably climb, maybe.
Save your stuff. Save your stuff. I'm gonna cast fly on Brodier.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab both of them.
You you kind of press onto Brodier's chest. You feel this quick burst of energy. You feel it beneath your feet. It's kind of like this slight gust of wind almost beneath you. This purple kind of, and then there's just purple bits of runic kind of wisps falling beneath your feet.
He's got very small, like they don't fit his size, fuzzy magical bear wings.
Okay. They just
Yeah, they're barely doing anything.
You're holding onto them. You can feel like you're having to exert yourself, like holding them, you know. But you eventually get up. At this point, by the time you guys have made your way up onto the actual ridge itself, they're like a good 200 or so feet in front of you. And at this point, you can see, like, as you're looking down now, because you're more focused on like, hey, like I know somebody's down there, and you look, you can see maybe 40, 50 feet, like not far at all, like behind, not as far as like how far away they are,
Yeah.
but like where both Kane, Sigrid, and like Job are all kind of like walking up to where maybe within like 2 or 3 minutes they're gonna kind of get close. This just depends on you guys too, as if you're trying to like get out in front of them or like walk up behind them as they're like getting ahead of you. So you'd either have to like pick up your pace or just keep the pace you're at because they're ahead of you a little bit right now. To where, like I said, if you wanted to get in front of them or be behind them as they're like getting to a point, because it's starting to kind of like level out, if that makes sense. Like it's not much of a valley anymore.
The plan was just to approach from 2 directions, right?
To get to the front. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
You start kind of picking your pace up a little bit. You're not like in a full sprint. You're just kind of like more taking bigger steps. Every now and then, like a brisk kind of jog. It gets to a point where the ridge is slowly becoming more of like the same plane, and you can see that a couple of the people like kind of look. You hear this like quick whistle. They all kind of start to slow up. You can hear the footfalls of everyone kind of slowing. The shifting of sand. The wagons, the wheels that are kind of rolling. This like creaking stop. You take kind of like a wide step out to like get over to in front of them. You guys from the back, if you wanted to run up, you could.
Just kinda walk.
But like right now, you can see. So like the convoy of whatever individuals that's standing here is kind of like out in front of you, to where like you're looking at them. So like how I'm doing with my hand is backwards, obviously.
Yeah.
But like caravan, and then out in front of that is like Kane and Sigrid and Job kind of standing there, to where they're kind of at an angle from one another, to where you can see both in a way. You can't really see what's going on within like that actual caravan of people, but you do see a few figures that kind of step forward like in their direction, and you can see a few people at like the back of that convoy who seemingly start to kind of look around a little bit, and one of them, who appears to be like a humanoid individual, looks back and is looking at you. Don't really seem to like they're reaching for anything, trying to do anything. They just more or less are like looking at you and not taking their eyes off of you in a way. Approaching now from kind of both directions, you can see much clearer the individuals before you. Kind of all in this Amatalan garb. Several humanoid individuals. They have a different kind of sense to them, though, like just kind of looking at them and the way they're carrying themselves. They don't dress in the traditional kind of plain silks that you've seen of like light, thin clothing that's more or less just protected from the sun, and that kind of mitigates all the heat, everybody that you saw before, like within El Nilath. They have more vibrant colors on. They wear shawls and scarves. Many of them have ornate jewels adorned on their fingers, wrists, and necks. They have several like decorative chains across their dresses and like clothing and shirts. They're definitely a diverse bunch of individuals as well. Many of the people that you saw within Al Nilath were human, elven, kind of a different variation of a dwarf in a way, to where they had dwarven features but more had the height of like an average human would. Saw a couple of like halfling gnome individuals, and then some sort of cat-like individuals, of which you didn't really converse too much with any, and like a dragonborn here and there. So the diversity was there, but like this bunch of people is very mixed. You can see as you start looking, two kind of burlier individuals that make their presence known almost immediately to the three of you, that walk up from the front. You can see they have very large scimitars on their waistbands and these sheaths. They have very similar facial features to one another, and the more you look at them, you realize that they look identical. They have bald heads, both of them with tattoos on opposite sides of their head. They take a couple kind of imposing steps between you and the caravan behind them. You see both of them are probably about 6'10" or so. They're kind of toned, like muscular. Looking at them, their skin is gray. It has like a little bit of a tanned appearance to it almost. They definitely appear to be similar in appearance and features to much of which Rodier has. But their frame is a lot thinner. They're not as like stocky as Rodier is, as muscular. They are muscular and strong looking, but they're more like toned physiques in a way, to where they're probably each maybe, you know, as opposed to Rodier, who's probably pushing like 400 pounds or more, like in his weight. They're probably they're probably like, you know, 340 or so. Like he's probably got close to like 100, maybe 200 pounds on each of them. But they do appear strong. They appear capable of fighting. Like you can kind of size somebody up really quick and, you know, see just based on their appearance of that nature. They don't reach for the blades. They're just kind of standing there, just straight face, kind of looking out. You see a few children kind of running through the convoy before they're stopped by an elderly kind of woman who pulls both of them back while looking over in your direction and just like puts them behind her, and they just kind of are holding on her arm, like looking. Everyone at this moment is just stopped and kind of staring in your direction. For those of you that come from like behind the convoy and are approaching, you can see the man that's kind of standing there. There's probably like a good, you know, 40 or 50 so foot gap between like where the convoy is and like this like slight decline. So they're like a little bit above where both Kane and Sigrid are kind of standing, and Job is like a little bit behind you guys. Like he's just kind of like standing and like looking and seeing what's going on. Emerging from the center of the convoy, that elderly woman who has kind of pushed both of those children back. You can see she's dark skinned. She's probably about 50 or so, maybe even older. She has this kind of long, thin, flowing dress. You can see chains that are connected to it in various parts that kind of flow around the waist, a little bit from like the shoulder down. The dress itself is like this kind of deepish purple with like little bits of like this almost translucent red, almost like veil that's on some parts of it. You can see some of it kind of comes up to her face and covers the bottom part, but you can still see a little bit of the features because of how thin the material is. Her hair itself is very, very wavy. Kind of goes out a little bit. It's kind of salt and pepper. It goes down to like her mid-back. She's kind of heavier set as well. She's kind of more, her frame is a little bigger than most of the people that you have seen. She walks with some sort of confidence. She's not really like chest up and chin high. It's just more of like her carrying herself like she's not too worried about much. She steps forward a bit more. The sand kind of shuffling around at all of your feet as everyone's just kind of standing in place. So you guys at the back, like once you kind of approach, that person that's standing at the back just kind of like puts both of their hands up and is looking at you guys, like approaching the three of you, like at the back. Doesn't say anything. She steps forward a bit more. You can kind of tell that she appears to be like the matriarch or leader of this convoy to a degree. Everyone's just kind of like looking to her to see what's going to happen. Everybody's eyes are shifting. The sand, as I said, at everyone's feet just kind of starts slowly swaying from the side, like kind of from the east, pushing along beneath everybody's feet. Tere, udas mida me, atumura. Le sele druselik, kutus mide. East, Bognime?
I caught a hello in there.
She said, "Hello, strangers. Why does Atumra bring us this chance meeting?" As he's like behind the two of you, Kane and Sigrid.
Oh, we're just looking. You guys are up at the front.
Yeah.
Ask her if she speaks our language.
Okay. Tere me ore istme. Tagasi al nilati. Vikings. Vikings. And he kind of points up toward the front.
That's us.
I heard Vikings.
Vikings. Then let me show you some respect under the sun and speak in your native tongue. I am Sasha. We are mere wanderers of the sand, explorers of the grand space the Creator has given us. Please, we mean you no harm, as long as you mean the same for us.
You seem like nomads.
Just give us all your shit.
Surprising to see someone that speaks our language.
I specifically have traveled far and long for a very long time. I've come across many cultures and many people, some of which are here within this caravan.
Are we still standing at the back? Or...
How
You
much
can
of
hear
a,
them.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, how much of a distance is it from?
Yeah, you can hear them like talking.
Can we kind of like go wide around toward the
Yeah.
front?
Yeah, you can either go like all the way around like to where they're here and you guys are here,
Yeah.
or you can like kind
You
of
can
get
still-
into
you can
like
just
where
take
you
us
go
up
and
and
work with
over.
them on the same side.
You got flying for 10 minutes, bud.
Shit.
I'd rather just go like to the other side so that we're kind of in two different groups,
Oh.
but like in front of them, I
You
guess.
can go above them.
Yeah, he can fly us still. He's got to fly for 10 minutes.
We don't want to scare him, dude.
You can-
Or maybe we do. You just drop us in
I'll bear in, bro.
Air raid style. Let's
Where
go.
are you wandering and traveling to currently?
Wherever the Creator takes us, the wind pushes behind our backs, guides us to where we will go next. We see it as Atumra's gentle hand pushing us in the direction he wants us to go. We follow the wind each day.
You are from here natively.
I am, yes. I live within these deserts. I have for a very long time.
Can we see into the caravans, or are they
I
completely
asked her
covered?
if she was here before the curse, but I don't want
So
to be
most
alone.
of the
I don't
caravans
think you should
do
ask
have like roofs to
I
them,
don't think you should ask her
and they
that.
I
have
know, I
like
feel like that would reveal too much.
kind of like thicker silk cloths that cover the window portions, but most of them are just like 4 posts on each corners, and then
That's
just
what
like a
she
big
thinks of the
tarp that
Pharaoh.
kind of covers it back. I'd say it's similar to like, like like a western kind of style wagon that has like the kind of canopy over the top of it. But this one's a lot more boxy, and instead of it being that, it's like a hard roof, and then there's like silk that drapes over the sides.
But we can't see inside of it.
You cannot see inside of it, no.
Now I recognize any of these like tattoos on these Goliaths.
Looking at the both of them, the one appears to have a image of the sun, essentially, on one side of his head. It is of like that same Amatalan symbol that you saw within the tomb that was representing the sun. It's just kind of like tattooed like over his ear, up over the side of his head. It's just like almost encompassing it. And then the other one has that symbol of Atumra, which is the kind of blending of the 4 elements kind of all together on the other side of his head.
And as she talks, I'm just gonna look past her and look to see if I can spot any Viking individuals I may
Go ahead and make a perception check.
be referring to.
You guys, as you're kind of making your way around, you can see that individual toward the back that was kind of like
Second one
looking at you guys.
Right.
Human. He looks young. He's kind of taller, slim. He's got a buzz cut. It's like black kind of hair. You can tell from the darkened. Like even though it's really short, like it's dark up top. He has this kind of like really, really thin, wispy, like black mustache. He's tan complected. He seems to be fairer than most though. He's kind of wiry like looking. He's just kind of like putting his hands up as you guys are like walking around. You can see that he doesn't appear to like have any sort of weapons or anything on him, and he's just like looking, and he looks up like at Brodir, and he's kind of like looking back. Lud, Arden, Lud.
You'll just kind
I got
of
16.
wave at him. We're walking by.
Tarea.
Derry?
Close.
He goes,
I am not a Terry.
Roden. Terry.
Volktesh.
Voktash. Rodan.
Rodan.
Brodan?
Rodan.
Brodan?
Rodan,
Was it
dude.
Dan or Don?
Rodan.
Did somebody miss
Dan or Don is important nowadays.
R-O-D-A-N.
It's like us combined. Brodan.
There's no B.
There is now.
I got 16.
16? Okay. Looking within the group, you see, at a quick glance, just kind of looking past her, she's basically at this point just like invited you over to them. As she's like turning around, she puts her back to you. Those 2 Goliath individuals are just standing there though. No hands on their blades,
I'll not
just
walk towards her.
hands out in front of them, just looking. Please, everyone, this is enough walking for the day. Let us set up here. Begin setting up everything.
It's weird.
You can see a couple of the camels start to pull a couple of the like wagons over to the side to where they start to form a little bit of a circle. You can see those two Goliath individuals are still just kind of staring. They're not like darting their eyes around, they're just like standing, looking, taking in what they can.
So they're all retards.
Aside from those two, you can see standing like toward the middle when everybody starts to emerge. You see probably like 6 or so more people exit the actual wagons. 2 or 3 of them appear to be elderly individuals. You can just tell by the pace at which they move. They're kind of slower. You see some
It's like
individuals
your
that have a
favorite
lot of cat-like features that are exiting from the
What about
caravans.
the kids?
You can see the tails that are coming from like their backs, their
We'll raise them.
fur that is on them.
You're
You
gonna
also
raise them?
see and begin to
You
actually
guys-
notice
you guys-
because you're looking a little bit more intently. The individuals that are all kind of within here all appear to be very like similarly dressed. A lot of them are super like adorned with like jewels and rings and necklaces and the way that they all kind of carry themselves, they seem like this kind of one big group of people that have just kind of found each other. None of them like there's no like dwarven individuals. There's a few elven individuals.
Good.
The humans, the Goliaths, these cat-like individuals.
Racist.
None of them like looking at them. The most like Viking-looking people that you would imagine would be the 2 Goliaths that are just standing there. But other than that, everybody else, it's a little hard to tell of like what their origin or their background could be. Because even for you guys, like some of you are dressed a little bit more in the same attire, but you guys are a lot more like fair complected. Like you're a lot like more pale and white than everybody else because they're just by nature of living here, you know, darker tan. Even a lot of the people that are like the tabaxi individuals that you can kind of tell just by looking at them, like they're cat-like individuals. They have their skin itself, like their fur is lighter in color as opposed to the opposite. Like a lot of them are kind of more like a tan. So you can tell that they've been living here for a long time. Like they've just kind of adapted to being in this environment. Looking for somebody that's Viking doesn't really seem to be happening for you. You look around and you can see the 3 wagons that they're pulling. All of you guys are still kind of like on the outsides. At this point, you guys have all kind of converged together to like stand by one another. Job has just started like walking over toward the encampment. You can see that they don't even like look down at him as he just like walks past. Like they're just not even concerned with him. The 2 Goliath individuals kind of standing
I
there.
don't know, but he's the Terry.
Sasha, as she's standing like back, like looking at everyone, starting to prepare the wagons. There's just 3 of them, just kind of set up almost in like a triangle to form a little bit of a circle. They start popping up like tents, and like you can see from the sides of a couple of them, there's like these rolled up like awnings almost that they untie from the side and like pull out and then set up these 2 stakes and kind of set it up into the ground. You can see them kind of shifting and tying some tents up and like ropes, and they're like very quickly like assembling some sort of like makeshift little campground in a way. As Sasha's standing there and like looking, she goes to turn back to you guys, who she can see both these large Goliath individuals. Lud, Arden, go on, we are fine. We are amongst friends, no?
I think so.
Very good. Please.
I'll walk towards you without my hand on my sword anymore, like on my shoulder, on my back.
Please, this way. We have food, drink. Enjoy our company for a time. You look tired. You seem to have been traveling for some time.
I'm gonna walk close to the Goliath though.
You could say that.
They like slowly just kind of turn and start walking back into the camp as well.
Like eyeing them up as I walk past.
I'm eating fucking food.
Look at their tattoos.
Oh, that's a kid.
What an insult to the spirits.
Crunchy. Raw.
Were you
guys
like
gonna get more of that?
a custom or something for like people
Not for a
that
while.
are like well, I guess like it's really just exiles, right?
Yep, exiles are the only ones that get that mark placed upon them.
Like a custom for like people that are like shamed or whatever, like give
It's just
shame to
like-
the spirits or the culture.
Not really. It's just more of like being exiled and shunned.
I got a little spit in the sand as I walk by.
Should have spit on him.
Yeah.
Spin my mind.
Waste of spit, is
Yeah,
it?
after Sasha kind of tells the two of them like to at ease, you can see that as she kind of speaks to them as well. That's kind of my fault. She says both of their names and then speaks in Amatalan to both of them, and then just kind of like sends them on their way. You're not really sure if they can understand anything that you say, but she appears to understand quite a bit. As you get closer into the actual camp itself, there are, like I said, those 3 kind of wagons that are set up. You can see people seem to be sticking to certain things within the actual encampment.
I gotta be friendly. Come on, fucking murder me.
You could still.
I got drip, dude. I got fucking camels.
We are killing a bunch of elderly and kids, though, and I don't know. Seems a little crazy.
I'm getting
But
a
to
little.
be fair, I'm
give 'em-
cross-eyed. I can't really tell looking.
Give them a little bit of the food they got. I'll take the rest.
We can't kill him. That's sick beats in this bitch.
So you see that Rodan individual takes out some sort of like flute-like instrument. You can see this tabaxi-like female-appearing individual. She has what appears to be kind of light brown and light black fur. Her ears are kind of like a lynx. She's kind of tall and scrawny. You can see that she has like several weird blemishes on her skin that you can't really make out from where you are. She covers up her face that you can see mostly, and she seems to be holding like some sort of like wooden round instrument that has like little pieces of metal on it that she's smacking that kind of resembles like a tambourine. Sasha is standing in the middle of the camp basically, holding out the parts of her dress and just kind of like dipping down and dancing as she's like bobbing back and forth. You guys have basically just congregated near a small spot where they've put like a little bit of a fire. You're kind of taking in everything around you, sticking to yourselves, but you can see that they're just carrying on with whatever they're doing. They're just kind of going about their day. You see a elderly kind of male that seems to be... This is not the correct... Seems to be like meandering about and grabbing food and such. Oops. And seems to be preparing something. You can see him grabbing several like almost like bug-like creatures and these like lizards and snakes and just chopping them up into chunks and then just dropping them into this stew. And then he has like this large glass jar that he just like pulls this small like almost like hide looking lid off of that has like some sort of tie like twine around it. He unties it, opens it, and it just looks like a bunch of herbs and spices that he just takes a big fistful of it and just like drops it into the pot. You can see a little bit of smoke starts to roll up from it. He's just sitting there kind of like stirring it. You can see he's a little bit hunched. Like one side of his shoulder, like his left shoulder is just like a little bit higher as he's like stirring into the pot. You can smell it a little bit. It smells weird for sure. It's kind of just like this weird stagnant kind of water smell. But once the herbs and spices kind of blend into it, it has more of like a kind of red pepper, paprika kind of scent to it in a way.
That smells good.
Sasha, who was kind of sitting there dancing out in the middle, she makes her way over to where you guys are basically sitting around. Many of the individuals within the camp kind of begin walking around and going over to whatever areas they are within. She makes her way over to you, and as she does, she sits, and as she sits, she just kind of like gestures towards the large pot that's over to the side. Please, if you would like any food, feel free to it. It's been a little while since we've encountered more people along the sands. What brings you out here?
Well, we're kind of lost.
Yep.
Your friend here who speaks Amatalan. What's your name? I am Job, Sasha. It is a pleasure to meet you under the sun. He kind of does a little bit of a nod toward her. And all of you, your names?
Steiner.
Folktish.
Sigrid.
Brodir.
It is a pleasure to meet all of you under the sun. I appreciate your company. As I said, your friend said you were heading to Al-Nilath.
That's kind of the idea, but we kind of just got a little turned around, I think, out here. Looking up at the sky is a way of like trying to show that that's kind of our navigation tactic, but
Huh. Interesting.
We're headed to the sea first.
I do know that the sea would be maybe a day west of here, so you were quite close.
that's good. How far from Al-Nilath?
3 days, I would say.
North?
It'd be south.
South?
You are in the northern part of the desert right now. I know this much to be true.
Shit. We really got lost.
Did we?
Ended up on the other side of the city.
If you head west from here, you will likely reach the Great Divide River. Other than that, though, once you head south from that, once you hit the river, you'll eventually find the sea. Al-Nilath is just southeast of here, or southwest of here, but once you reach the river, it would be southeast. 30 days.
Did she say 3 days or 30? I'm gonna say 30.
You have traveled the desert with no assistance, I see. No camels, nothing.
We had camels.
We got attacked by some bullets a few days ago.
Ah, well that's... We usually carry haunches of meat to deter them from us every now and then. But we have plenty of camels. We are more than happy to give you 3.
Billy does not want to say kill us.
I'd take 3 camels.
I mean, we'd be very
I'm sure
grateful
he'll
for
put
that.
some guys in front
Of
of us
course,
who were
the
like,
Creator has brought you to us for a reason. We
You
are
can still
nomads,
kill these guys
simple,
if you
humble
want.
people of the sand. Under the Creator, we follow, we give, and in return, He shows us kindness once more.
Can they be like cannibals or something?
right, come on. Have
Why
you
is that
been?
kid screaming?
Have you been all over the desert?
There is not many places of this sand that I have not touched, but also in saying that, there is a lot of the desert that I wish I could go back to and find once more. I know that that does not probably make much sense, but what I mean is I've had great experiences here within the desert, and there are some places that only at a certain time feel like a different place entirely.
I can understand that.
Friends with a demon, that's what she means.
What do you been to the capital city before?
I have been to Amatala, yes.
What do you think of, have you ever met the Pharaoh? What do you think of the Pharaoh?
I have never seen him, but he is said to be a direct descendant of Atumbra.
Do you
So-
believe that?
I do. He watches over all us within the desert.
I'll take your word for it.
That motherfucker like the Wizard of Oz.
Don't look behind the curtain!
Find out he's not real or magical.
That's just a dude back there.
I promise you that I wish you no ill will. I only wish to help. As I said, that kindness will return to us when we need it most.
We're very appreciative of you and your hospitality.
Certainly.
You
We have all come here
guys
from
can quiet.
different walks of life. We are all just children under the sun. This over here, she kind of points back. That is Abayomi. She kind of points back to the Tabaxi individual. She is a peculiar creature for sure, but she is welcome among us. She is not the most easy to get along with, but we accept everyone,
Have
no
we
matter
ever-
what.
Have we ever seen the Tabaxi before?
You saw one or two like in the city you were in originally, but
Okay.
didn't really speak with any of them.
I'm a
And there was a Tabaxi that was in the like arena.
Okay.
I guess spot. It was like one of the rogue individuals.
Your damage is getting rough.
The two individuals, the
these
scary people that you saw earlier,
Not doing well.
that is Lud and Arden. I found them actually in the Great Divide, the river, when they were young.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Look at my claws!
You found them along the Great Divide River?
This guy's fucking losing it.
This guy just fucking receded.
They were
20
merely
20
children.
years.
They could not have been much older than 3.
He's on the spectrum.
They understand the language in which we speak, Amatalan, mostly. But they themselves do not speak. Never have.
So they were just abandoned out there?
I do not know. I just merely found them on the river, soaked.
Just picked him up. It's your mind now.
Well, if they're
How do you
abandoned,
know how to be
what
around?
do you do?
How did you end up in our village? You got a good point. He saved me though. It's different, you know.
You saved them.
No,
It's different. What's different about it? It's the exact same
I'm looking
scenario.
back. Look at my clothes.
I think he needs to be sedated. I don't know what's going on.
I apologize about our friend. He's recently suffered some head trauma.
He's kind
As
of
I said, we accept everyone.
His behavior has been a little erratic.
This food's good.
I'm gonna ask if I can borrow a small pot and the fire a bit, just kind of off to the side.
Whatever you need, feel free. Truly. I do know that if anyone is interested in any of it, Abayomi deals muchly in elixirs and poisons and things.
Are you guys like a merchant caravan?
In a way, we do more trade than currency, though.
Oh, alright. Cool.
Sucks we don't have much on us.
I'll trade my brain damage.
I think I might have something to help with your brain damage. I just need a pot and fire.
I was gonna wait till we got somewhere a little more suited to maybe take a deeper dive on it, but if you have an idea,
It might help you too. We'll see.
is there something wrong?
Yes.
You got
Oh, you're
black
talking about
veins
your
up
character.
your
My
arms
bad.
and
Oh, now I.
oh.
You didn't even hear me.
Huh?
Huh? Brody thought he was talking, it's all in your head.
He's losing
It was
it.
Jared who said it. So.
Oh,
All right, so I'm going to basically use the dried herbs I have remaining to make a healing potion. But what I want to do is incorporate. So I have those 2 troll hearts that they've been on my bag and I've been drying them in the sun. I'm going to take one of those and I'm going to crush it up and put it into the healing potion and see if I can improve on it in some way with that added ingredient.
Okay. What I'm gonna have you do
Mm-hmm.
is some craft in here.
All right.
So, I'm gonna get my.
And then I started crafting.
That was the oil.
Alright, so before
pot
anything,
there.
just make a percentage roll.
That's right. What am I trying to get?
34. Exactly.
You are skilled, correct?
Mhm.
You just don't have any. So skilled with functional equipment is what I would say it would be. So 0 to 70.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
Eeta.
94.
Oof.
Scheiße.
I roll again.
Hey, always ask. It
I
never
don't know.
hurts to ask.
I don't know.
You burnt it. You didn't make a healing potion.
I have 2 of them. So.
It evaporated.
Actually gives more brain damage.
Drink this.
So you can see like,
His eyeballs
as you're,
melt.
as you're getting ready to attempt to create this like elixir potion or whatever, you start to realize that you don't really want to waste any sort of materials because the temperature like of the water you seem to be like you know that you're gonna have to control it a little bit more and you can't really do that out here because it's just this blazing fire from underneath essentially into the water.
Yeah.
The troll hearts that you do know have like really good regenerative properties to them that you do feel pretty confident you could use to some degree.
I just don't think I can get the right setup here for
Yeah,
it.
you don't think you'll be able to
You'll
like,
put your
make
hand
what
in the
you
water
wanna
and
make
check
here.
your
All right.
Like it's just not a very controlled environment.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. Well, that's fine.
So you guys ever traveled outside of the desert?
Yeah, interesting.
I have not. I've always stayed here within the desert. It has been fruitful enough for me. I have had no reason to leave, and as I said, I only travel where the wind takes me. It has led me to many of the family here that I have.
Cool.
I feel like you'd go in a lot of circles if you followed the wind. I don't know.
You think?
It'd just be like,
What if it's just like blowing a lot in...
So you are Vikings, yes?
Yes.
Yep.
I have encountered a Viking or two in my time. Strong people, for sure. But I wonder what brings you here to the desert.
kill everyone. I was just kidding.
Exploration.
Brain damage.
Have you found what you were looking for while exploring?
Not yet, I think.
Do you ever find, you know,
Wow.
you wander where the wind takes you? Does the wind ever tell you stop here?
It does not.
This box we're carrying is big enough where we can't just stuff it in a bag, right?
I keistered
Kinda
that
just
bitch.
carrying
He
it.
keistered it.
Yeah, so somebody's just carrying it.
I'd
yeah.
probably be carrying it.
I'm just like,
Especially using nobody else.
because that bitch is
hiding it by any means.
I'm just
Where's his
sitting on
wallet?
it, using it as a stool. Just,
Farting on it.
That's what it. We need 75 farts and then it opens.
fart lock.
What do you know of Vikings other than the strength of our culture?
I do know a little bit of the spirits of which many of you speak and live by. I do not know the spirits themselves, but I know your beliefs to a degree. That these spirits created the world, which contradicts with our beliefs, but I will not tell anyone to think what I think.
Stupid belief.
I know that the land you come from is cold.
Very much different than here.
It is not harsh though, but cold.
It can be harsh.
I have come across other people who wander, who speak of the far west. Great green lands, farms, but again, strong people that they have encountered.
We've kind of been just sent to find out more what's beyond what we know. Our culture's been growing, our villages, but we're kind of isolated, so we just wanted to find out what else is out there.
Pretty succinct.
The desert has a lot to offer for those who are able to see it, but for some, it is not so much.
We heard this desert is actually cursed.
That is legend. As long as I have been alive, though, this desert has been what it has been.
Do you think it's always been this?
There is some sort of marvel in thinking that it was something else before,
You think it gives the people maybe hope in some way?
in a way, but sometimes hope is foolish and it leads people down paths of nothing but doom and damnation. I have seen small oases along these deserts. It makes you think that those legends could be true, but I do believe they are just reprieves that the Creator has made.
Certainly interesting. I've enjoyed my time here in the desert, as harsh as it might be. Oh no, he's turning that on.
I'm just trying to
We're about to fight. He's turning that on.
I know you have a very free-flowing approach to, where you go, where you end up. You wouldn't happen to have mapped any of this out, or your travels over the years, or if you know of anybody who has.
Just a circle, man. Let's see if I can get
Bam!
play off of that. That's a little better. So I can hear more.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Aaron! Get to the shelter!
I myself have never had use for maps, if that is what you were mostly asking of. But I do know that there are people within the capital city that have maps of the desert drawn out. Their sole purpose and goals being scholars of Amatala that
We got Joe.
were sent to map out the pyramids, landmarks, places of importance.
So, we have, as you said, we come from the west. Do you know what's beyond the desert in the other direction?
I do know, because I have seen it myself. To the far east, all there is the sea. North of here, there is a vast and treacherous mountain range. One that I do not know of anyone that has passed it or gone through it. It is almost a barrier between here in the desert and whatever may lie on the other side. The mountains themselves, anyone I know that has ever tried to pass them or go near them has either been shuttered away or consumed by the cold that it brings. Our people are not a hardy people for the cold. The heat we can withstand, but that mountain range, not so much.
Yeah, we're doing our best. That sounds interesting to me. We could survive those mountains.
We don't even go to the mountains
We could
that are near us.
We could survive our own mountains. Source, trust me, bro.
I once led a life different from this. I did not always travel along the desert, letting the sands guide me and the winds push me, but if you have been to Al Nilath, yes?
Mm-hmm.
I once lived there, a position of status even.
Ooh.
But there are many people who have certain ideals there of which mine did not align, and for the best it was that I left.
Talking about the naming council?
I do not know of a naming council, but I did once sit at the Gleaming Council.
Naming council, name the Cleveland council.
Why did I even say anything? What was the
Wait, did she just say she sat on the Gleaming Council?
Yes, she was a member of the council, is what she was saying.
How should I know about the naming council?
That's crazy.
Naming Council.
How do we know about it then?
That's weird.
It's a conspiracy.
Lost in translation.
What was the name of the group who were like, basically like, they were like the opposite of, I don't know. They were causing some like unrest in the...
Gotta ask the naming console about the name.
They had like a name. They were...
When you were on the council, was Nijar there?
Najir has been there longer than I have.
So far off.
Nijar?
You guys will get it eventually. Oh, maybe it's in this notebook that I wrote it. I really should just...
We noticed there was 4 seats where they reside, and there was an empty one. Was that where you once sat?
I did sit there at one time, and then my seat was filled when I left. As of what is of it now, I am unsure.
Us either.
The Gleaming Council was more formed by the Pharaoh many, many years ago to be a sort of a buffer, I guess, or outpost to extend the reaches of the Pharaoh across the desert. And it was that for a long time when I sat there. Najir, being one of them specifically, was one of those of which I did not agree with his philosophies and ideals of what the Gleaming Council was to become. Much of it became more self-served than serving of others. We were all selected because of our certain affinities to elemental magics. Najir with fire, Paolo with the wind, and Kior Sol with his affinity to earth.
Wait,
Mine has always been of water. You probably already have them all written down.
Yeah. No, I was just...
Do you need it again? I've got it.
I did hear tales of the 4th that joined the council after I had left. She was a bit young. I do not know if she was forced out or if she went searching for something she probably should not have been looking for in the first place.
Right. Is there a lot of that in the desert? Looking for things you're not supposed to find?
The stories of legend heavily revolve around Atumra and Shamura. Brothers.
I'm sitting on the box.
Brothers
Using
who
it
have
as a
waged
stool.
war greatly upon one another for a long time. Battle of light and dark. Stories that shape much of how we as a people live and reside. We always live in fear of that darkness, trying to stay away from it, embracing the sun, living our days, surviving, most of them really. Much of that core belief gets lost within those cities. It is why I left. I did not believe in the same thoughts and ideals that, as I said, the Gleaming Council started to lean toward. The connection to the Pharaoh and Nanilath started to waver. Many people began questioning the Pharaoh, and I did not question him. I believe he is a descendant of Atumra, something we should worship and follow and listen to. Wizard of Oz. Hearing the sun, following it, letting the wind push us, feeling the sand beneath our feet, drinking the water to replenish us.
You heard of these followers of the sun?
I have. I actually know of their leader. She has the same ideal as I do, but her philosophies are more radical than mine. She wishes to fight and push back, while I wish to live a life of solace and content disconnection from the ignorance of many others.
I'm keeping an eye on anyone's gazes to see if they stare at the box.
You've definitely seen a few people look at it, but
Did I?
it being covered in kind of like the runes, nobody seems to like really be able to understand anything on it. They're just kind of like staring, and
especially like the way you're sitting on it. And it doesn't have like an actual seal or anything around it.
I think it's a
It
stool.
looks more like some sort of seat than it does an actual like chest.
Someone wrote some runes on that stool there.
It's a runic stool. Leave me alone.
Magical.
Anyone tries to steal his
It's
stool, they
enchanted.
blow up.
It's enchanted to always be comfortable, no matter how you sit on it.
That'd be so sick.
She kind of
Paid the
observes
big
everyone
bucks for that
gazes, kind of
enchantment.
just like zoned
I
out.
enchant my
She's
butt
so
cheeks like that.
tired of being here, being in the
I know
sand,
better where you
and the
sit.
people here, and listening to their language and their beliefs and everything.
You do hear a lot of it too, like on the outsides of like people talking in the language where you can't understand any of it. Like you guys are only speaking to her, who she's speaking back, and they don't seem to understand it. They don't seem to have any idea of it or any sort of respect or notion of the spirits in any way. And it's not of a disrespect; it's just more of they don't have the same ideals and traditions that you would, and you're very far disconnected from it. And it's definitely been tough, that's for sure.
I'll turn into a bear right now.
You don't want to go talk to your brothers, dude?
Dude, just because we're the same race doesn't mean that we're related.
That's actually kind of messed up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Brothers, sorry.
That made it worse somehow. Somehow you made it worse.
We gotta do something about him.
Also, I'm at the back
I
seat.
It's
think
just so
I'm
much
gonna-
brain
I'm
damage.
gonna invent like a squirt bottle or something.
I will leave you to it though. As I said, feel free to anything, speak with anyone.
Do you need anything from us?
Nothing. Your company has been great. I appreciate the conversation and the stories of whatever.
Got shit to give.
I do have something for you though.
Take.
Something I came across a long time ago from some Vikings who gave it as a gift, and I feel that I should just pay it forward to you.
From Gadaland, she about to pull out.
Again. That's their main export. Yes.
Just give me a moment. As I said, enjoy the food.
Is
Speak
that
with
a
whomever.
44 mag?
I'm not eating.
I'm eating his portion.
What is the food? What is the food made out of? Is it like a soup?
It's just
Soup?
It's like a stew of random like
Don't say
lizard
meats.
meat, insect
Oh,
meat,
no.
and like snake meat.
I'm
and
eating
then there's
people.
just like spice and mix.
Probably not gonna eat that.
We probably have some leftover rations if you want that.
Fingers? I'll try the broth. Oh, I want to eat the meat though.
Yeah.
I'm trying it all.
I'm 4 bowls in.
He ate before we sat down.
It's not great.
Didn't think so.
It's more of like a.
Even with the seasoning?
It's like a
Dump
Spicy
half the
water.
paprika in there.
basically what it is, and it's got almost like a weird slimy aftertaste texture.
Guys, this stew is really good. You guys gotta get some of this.
She makes her way back to you guys, holding 2 stones. They're probably like each about this big, maybe like a little bigger than like a $50 in a way. They have on them a runic symbol.
I could keister those.
It's more of like it's a symbol for.
It's crazy how it always goes to that.
It's kind of more magically connected,
Yeah,
but
feathers.
it basically relates to like communication and connection, like talking,
You got a
bonding,
keister 'em so you
like
can telepathically talk.
very heavily rooted in like connection to some degree.
You absorb it and you get telepathy.
I dial the Sears number on the stone.
I just got a random text message from someone that said, "Who are you?" I'm like, "You messaged me first."
Ask them who they
I'm
are.
curious now. We're invested. We can pause now.
this is important.
Find out who they are.
Who the fuck are you?
Don't message me again unless you tell me who you are.
She hands you the stones.
Connection?
As I said, these were a gift of appreciation for our hospitality, and I wish to give them to you. I wish nothing in return from you, but I do believe that Atumba has brought you here and fated this interaction for us to exchange these words and these stories and to give you these.
I don't know about you, but the spirits have brought us here.
I agree.
You are entitled to believe what you do, as I am I. I do not believe in your spirits, but do not disrespect them.
I'll bear right
What do
now,
they do?
dude.
I am not sure.
What are the runes on them?
Connection, bond, something. Somebody take one.
Can I
Do
read
they
it?
have any like draw towards each other or anything?
Leave it up.
Oh shit! I just get it. Ooh.
You just send stones? Dude, that's lame.
I'm gonna turn around and walk away. And then,
Scared of the box again?
I'm gonna whisper into it.
Probably.
You little bitch.
How far away are you?
Far enough away that you can't hear me.
I have mind link too, so if you're within a certain distance of me, I could think that you're just speaking in my head.
Give the stone the wrong guy.
Well, I think it says it out loud through the stone.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Let me
speaker?
just double check that. Come in pairs. When you touch one stone, you can use an action to
You
cast
hear
this.
it in their mind.
Oh, really?
Sending spell hears it in the mind. Yeah.
The target is the bearer of the other stone. Okay. Yeah, you would hear it in your mind.
And you know that it is him.
There, you're just not called a bitch.
how far
in
away
your
are you
brain,
from me?
I don't know, like 90 feet.
Oh, okay. That's farther than my thing would work.
So essentially, with sending, you send a short
Is that
message
you?
of 25 words or less to a creature you're familiar. The creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender if it knows you, and can answer in a like manner immediately. Spell enables creatures with intelligence scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message, and you can send the message across any distance and
I have
even to
11
other planes.
Or 12.
Even to other planes of existence. But if the target is on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive.
I think they only work once a day.
Very good.
Just one back and forth, and that's it.
Roger.
Roger.
I didn't hear that because you already said the first thing.
You do hear this?
Only because I'm listening from over here.
I'm not talking loud enough for you to hear me from that
I'm
far
already
away.
walking back.
You keep grabbing it and trying to talk into it, and he doesn't seem to be reacting to it.
These could be handy though.
If we ever get split up,
Yeah.
someone gets sent down a hole.
Right.
Typical
Yeah, it
daily activities where we get sent down a hole.
happens.
Handy to have at the very least.
What's the range?
Unlimited.
Holy shit. Put that bitch at home.
What if you're in a different dimension?
Zero.
They just have a chance to fail.
5% chance it fails.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh.
We need the seer on speed dial.
Yeah, does the seer have one? Hello, seer. Beep, 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 beep.
Tell me what to do.
Mom, don't pick me up.
I'm really liking it here.
I don't like the desert anymore.
I just want to go back to my house, back to my forge.
Well, I almost feel guilty for not giving you guys anything.
Do not. It is all well and good. As I said, we appreciate your company and your stories.
Well, good, I don't.
We'll still take those camels though.
Yeah.
Most certainly. If there is any sort of other food that we have extra that we can spare, we will.
I think we're okay on food.
Do you have any of those fruits?
The water fruits.
Yeah.
The juicy fruits.
Ah,
We'll take some of those.
The juicy
The juicy fruits.
we have them in strips.
Do they work the same? How does that work? It's a pack of juicy fruits.
When we left the city, we had a lot, but when we got attacked by the bullets, we lost almost all of them. Those things are good.
Is that what they're called? Bullets?
We have at least enough for a few days. We could spare, I'm sure.
We could probably, since the water's a day away, we probably each take one.
I was calling them rock dogs.
I
in
think
my
Job. I think Job told us what they were.
Yeah, he did.
Alright.
But rock dogs is way better, dude.
Do we just want to...
Dogs. Rock dog, rock
Sand
dog,
sharks.
rock diggity dog. Sand sharks?
What time of day is it?
They're like sharks.
It's night. It's probably
Oh.
like 10 or so.
It's Mia, guys. I think this is one of those spam things where they're gonna try to get me to buy their porn or something.
Type Y if you...
You want to see my butthole?
How about you pay me to send them your OnlyFans?
Send them Steve's phone.
I know someone who might be interested.
He's gonna do it now.
Oh no. Well. Sorry.
We're under a bit of a time crunch though, so I think we should
I was thinking this.
maybe get out of here.
We should head out.
The fuck?
Stop sneezing.
Sorry.
You don't get to have head trauma and a bunch of sneezes. Pick one thing.
The only text message I have from Steve is
The soup's your wiener.
no.
It's
It is a porn video.
Don't
though.
show it. We're on stream here, bud.
You have one text message from him and that's it?
That's all it is.
There's not a reply to it either or a message before?
Why would he message him back?
It's got another person in this chat. I think it's you. Is your phone number? is that you?
Yes, it is me.
Classic.
Now I gotta find this.
He's got to watch the video.
Alright, we don't gotta do that right now.
He's gonna see if there's any good.
Just make a note in your phone and check on it later.
Yeah, check. Do some research later.
There's definitely a dude getting his back blown out.
That makes sense.
100%.
It would have been more weird if it was normal porn. Would it not?
I don't ever delete my text messages from like 2020, dude.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna head out.
Sorry,
You're gonna see a fucking porn video you're trying to come up this session today? No.
Not on my bingo card.
Where's Steve? I haven't messaged Steve in 2 years.
Fuck.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna.
Yeah, then we need to travel through the night again.
Yeah. I'm cool with that. Job, you're welcome to stay here, or you can come with us. You seem like you like it here, though.
I mean, I made an obligation to you. I'll see it through.
Honestly, do what you want to do.
We want to kill you.
I mean, I've definitely felt more welcome here than I have anywhere. So,
Job, you gotta go where the wind takes you.
that might be better for me anyways, because there's really not much waiting for me in Anilak.
That's truly sad.
And I do not feel capable of following you back home.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, you
Nor
pretty
do I
much
feel welcome. But that is no fault of yours, but I will take full blame for that when I am just not built like you.
We're all a product of our upbringing, Job. But anyone can change.
you've survived this long.
Things I did not think you were gonna survive.
You you carry some Viking strength with you.
Mm-hmm. Even if this guy wants to kill you.
I'll stay here. It truly was an honor. I know that I may have made things more difficult at times, but I appreciate the experience and keeping me alive.
Thanks
Glad you made it.
Thanks for guiding us.
Just be careful with whatever that box contains.
The stool?
This is a stool.
Right.
Runic stool. stool.
Your spirits watch over you, Vikings.
Thanks, Joe.
They watch over everyone.
Like I said, you're gonna carry that Viking strength with you, and our spirits will watch over you as well.
I believe that. You definitely showed me a part of myself I did not believe was there. So thank you for that. Safe travels.
Now we're gonna get lost.
Yeah. No, we're fine. We were doing fine before. Alright, let's get out of here. Glad to have a camel back. I really hope nothing happens to this one.
Foreshadowing.
Right outside the camp.
Damn it. Damn it.
It's a worm this time.
you find it?
Anything you want to do before you leave?
I'm gonna delete that shit. See, I can't have this
Any
on my record. on my
any
phone.
loose shiny objects I can snag? Because I have a character flaw that I can't resist shiny objects, but I really haven't played into it that much. So
Any small half.
They are covered in jewels and chains.
That we
They are
yeah, but
literally-
anything that looks easy to snag.
Oh, I did want to ask him how they, for just like a nomadic tribe, became so wealthy, but
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that.
yeah.
Human trafficking.
That's okay. I'm just gonna try and snag something.
I mean,
Then
you
you
can
need to
see
die, then.
that they have quite a bit of like goods themselves. Like many of the wagons, like I said, were kind of set up like they seem to have some sort of merchant caravan-esque vibe to them.
Honestly,
The only thing that really piques anybody's interest, I'd say, would be like Steiner with the Tabaxi woman that has a lot of like vials and like kind of.
are they like out on display or no?
She has like several like crates that are kind of set up like at the back of this wagon she's moving along with, and you can see a lot of them like back there. They're
just,
kind of like very deep green, viscous, and like kind of tannish yellow, if that kind of color makes sense.
I'm gonna try to grab one or two without being seen.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
Time to fight them all.
10. I rolled 2 5s.
Wow.
You added them together?
To look at their passive
Maybe you can just play it off as you were just looking at him.
That's what I'm gonna do if I get caught. So.
So you walk over and you can see that there are like three or four basic looking items to. Why is this not bleeding?
You grabbed empty vials.
Honestly, we don't have a lot of glass, so I'd take empty vials.
A lot of them are made of glass vials. They are like a thicker glass as well, with some sort of like hide or leather type top to them, with like thinner twine wrapped around it to encapsulate it. Some of them have, it's not really like cork, it's just kind of like a very, very light kind of wood that doesn't seem like, as I said, they don't really have a lot of wooden things that they have made. But nonetheless, several of these vials closed and contained. None of them are really like easily openable, if that makes sense. Like they're not really quickly like accessible by any means.
Oh, alright.
You can like reach for and grab some, but once you do, like the top part of it, it's just like a bunch of empty like glass like vials. And you kind of like lift up one, like look underneath and like go to grab. What you can see is some sort of like deeper green colored liquid, and you kind of slosh it around, and then like go to turn around and put it in your bag at the same time. Like standing like maybe 2 feet away from you is the Tabaxi woman, just kind of like looking at you. She has, you can see on her nose like little pock marks of like burns. Closer to her now that you noticed kind of before, she has burns like up her arms. She's just kind of like staring at you, like looking.
Hey. Can I help you? I don't.
She's Whatever she just
I've got the basics down, but that was too much for me.
She kind of goes and grabs a couple of the vials and like
I don't know
swashes
what the
them
fuck she
around.
just said. She said, "Give me my shit back, bitch."
Elixir? Potion? Poison?
Run them pockets.
She grabs the kind of greenish, like kind of yellow looking one.
Joe!
And she grabs another one.
Come over here.
Kind of walks over. Yes.
What's this person saying?
He kind of looks up at her.
Poison?
He does this. He says that will. She says that will kill you.
That'll kill you? Huh.
Good.
This one?
Irid basilisk. That is basilisk venom.
Cool.
All I'm saying is, last time Billy said that will kill you, I drank it and I died. So I don't know, man.
Do it.
Wow, it's almost like
That's
he
not like
wasn't
it.
lying to you.
I don't know, man.
Wouldn't do it a
It's a
second
small,
time.
like little,
That'd be crazy.
kind of like
I'll drink it.
chitinous
Shut
like
it.
box that she puts kind of together, and then
He has
grabs
brain
like
damage,
3 of those
he's gonna
vials, takes the 2 that you like were kind of like holding and sloshing around,
This will fix my
like grabs
brain.
them, sets them inside of it, and then like moves it towards you.
She said
It's
it's
like
brain damage.
with her hand, like kind of gesturing. For us, one of us. She's wondering what you would like to trade for elixirs and poisons.
Sasha just said anything that we need, we can have. So maybe translate that to her.
Sure. Make a deception check. Sorry.
Is that deception?
Yeah, because like you're kind of like
The intent,
making
yeah.
like Job translated. Like
Okay,
he kind of has to believe that that's what she said in a way.
Alright.
That motherfucker was sitting there.
No, you're playing it.
Deception 20, unnatural.
Okay. Dora Sasa, Sasha Vurodon Sumi Afri. And then he like gestures up towards her. She just takes the box and hands it to you.
The whole box? Finessed.
There are 2 antidotes in it. A basilisk venom and a basic poison.
Thank God.
There's an antidote? I'll drink it.
1 basic, what did you say?
Poison.
Science.
Got it. Good doing business with you. And then I'll walk off towards the camels. I had a minuscule drop of this to some chili.
This shit's
I don't feel so good.
What'd you put in this chili, man?
There's some basilisks, venom.
Whoa, man, we're just building up a community really slowly.
You guys said you were cool with spicy food.
What the fuck, Spider?
I think my blood's turning solid.
Are these good quality camels? Are they healthy and strong?
Yeah.
Okay.
Straight humped up, dude.
Double hump.
Double hump.
One
We don't
got
have any
one
of
hump.
those single hump.
Take a bite just to test.
Wait till we get back to the Viking camp. We're eating one of these bitches.
We don't want to take them back to the.
We can take 2. One of them is getting cooked.
All right.
Let's have the ride of its life out there on the ocean.
True. Take them back with us.
Alright, so you guys
It's
are
gonna
just
die in the cold weather.
What's that?
Yeah, we're gonna travel to the Great Divide
We're
River.
like, what the fuck's up with that horse? We don't know.
Horse got disease.
We brought it back to study it. We're gonna figure out what disease it is.
We don't want it to infect other horses.
Just making sure it didn't open on the one.
Oh, spoilers.
Dude, there's a wiener on the screen.
No,
What the
no.
hell, dude? Did you
No,
send that
no.
video?
No, I'm taking a long rest.
You actually pulled up the video.
All right.
A video from the text?
Yeah.
Traveling through the night, probably about midday the next day, obviously, you find the large river.
Oh, no.
I feel like he opened the video.
I did.
That's crazy to do.
Dude, that's wild. Something about that's kind of gay too.
It was somebody fucking a belly button.
Oh,
You definitely have a virus on your phone now.
Wait, is it the shoe fucking video?
No, it was just.
Just right in our D&D.
Right,
Oddly
right in
enough-
front of my D&D. That's crazy.
Oh, fuck, dude.
oh Jesus.
Wait, I think I remember this video.
Oh, yeah, I remember him saying something about
He's
it.
got it on his faves list.
I don't have the text anymore.
You didn't save that, dude?
That's okay. He'll send it to you if you want.
Yeah, I'll download it and send it back to you really quick.
Great.
You need to see this.
Crazy to have that downloaded.
Send it in the same group chat.
Right back. We got like 20 minutes ish left. I'll let you guys get whatever's in out of your system while I pee.
It's
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
The best group chat I've ever been in. Not me.
Alright, so traveling through the night, it's like before the middle of the day the next day, so you're probably looking at like noon, maybe a little earlier, that you arrive at what you can see is a kind of like drop and then like raises up again and then drops once more, like kind of like a rolling little dune spot. The sand is still there, and there's this very, very long beach that leads out to what you can see is a body of water. It almost looks like a large like lake, or could even be the ocean at first, but then you realize that it has another side to it. It just seems like really, really far away. Like you can kind of see little bits of the horizon on the other side of what you can have been told is this kind of Great Divide River that they kind of refer it to. On the other side, you can't really make all of it out, but you can see kind of like trees, a different kind of landscape to the far other side of this river. Even where you are now on this beach area, you're seeing little bits of kind of like these palm frond like brush things that are over towards like the edges, and like little spots of water that seem to be like rolling up with different tides of water. The river itself seems like it has a pretty strong current. The current itself pushing south, so kind of right to left from where you're looking. You can't really see anything or anyone kind of really close nearby, but you do see what appears to be like a kind of broken, abandoned little canoe type boat that's like on the shoreline. Seems beat up, probably been here for like some time, quite a while. You do know if you follow this south, you'll eventually hit the camp that you guys were at, because you do know that this is that far western side of the desert. So you got about to where you needed to be, you just didn't realize how far north you actually were. You're probably like imagining it, like looking at your surroundings, maybe a little closer to Alnolath than Sasha had indicated, it only being like 3 days or so to get to there. You're probably only about like a day and a half to get to there, and maybe like 3 or 4 to get to your guys' camp along the edge here.
Do we still want to stop there first, then? Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as we get to the water, I'm hopping in. I'm not even transforming. I'm getting wet.
Same.
Yeah. The water feels good. It's pretty warm, but it's only because of like being so close to the sand. Like the sand is kind of keeping it warm, but once you start getting a little further out, it just gets a little colder.
My brain damage is kicking in. I'm swimming in the sand.
Oh, you're not. You're not. You're still on land.
This water feels great.
We gotta do something about him. He's not okay.
Give me some of that venom you got.
Oh, you know what?
Intelligence goes down 1 point every day.
You can't make it worse.
Actually, I think it could.
You know what? Yeah.
I drunk poison right now. Think I was scared?
You gotta
I
test
ain't
it to
never
see what
scared.
it does.
Do it.
Do you remember what you said 10 minutes ago?
No. Give me the poison.
I'm also gonna take a dip and.
Are we gonna camp here
I have.
before
Well-
we get on the boat?
I don't know how long have we been going for. We went through the night, right?
On the boat again.
Yeah, but you guys could probably do a whole nother day's worth of travel.
Okay.
Feel fine, just because of the camels doing a lot of the walking and you guys kind of switching.
I mean,
You can keep going.
yeah, just take a dip. You know, maybe because it's cold or because it's hot. You know, just dip your clothes in the water and get going. All right, let's go. Let's get back to the camp.
The next time we stop to rest, I want to cast a spell magic on the box again.
Okay.
We're doing advantage.
No, we don't
Not
have
in
to
this
do
box. I'll throw a javelin at it.
I'll give myself disadvantage.
I can't deflect the javelin back at me, so.
Just punch it.
That'd be crazy if it did. Like, I've got brain trauma and shoulder trauma.
I don't know why I thought it'd slide.
We'll probably do that louder. Shake it, shake the box.
We reached the end of our journey. He wrote nothing else.
Travel. I just have something in here I need to make sure that I save before this is done. Travel down the beach is way more directed. It's a little faster in a sense. It's not as much of a burden. It's a lot cooler as well over near the water than it is just out in the kind of desert with everything beating down. You travel to basically nighttime. So you're basically going like through an entire day of just walking, but it's a lot easier, as I said, with the camels. They'll just travel through the night. They're also smart enough they don't start like drinking the water from the river. It's kind of brackish as well. It has this kind of fresh and saltwater mixture to it.
Ooh, that's good water.
They just kind of sit to themselves. They don't really seem to be like dehydrated, but I'm sure Volktash tend to them and make sure that they're all good. As you guys all begin to rest, it's a little easier to set up your tents and stuff as well. The ground's a lot more flat. You're not really dealing with too much. The wind has more of like a north kind of push to it, to where it's at your back once more as opposed to where it was before from the east. Excuse me. You have the box to try to cast a spell on it once more if you wish.
Yep. I'm gonna cast guidance first.
Okay.
Hold on. Roll. Dude, I hate this fucking. I cannot roll dice today.
You got this.
Bad dice first. That is a 2.
Nice.
And this is a
4.
2. I got a 10.
Nice.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You can try 2 more times. Or 1 more time.
I got it one more time, yeah.
You want advantage?
I'll throw a javelin at it.
It's always tomorrow, but
I was trying to download the number in his brain.
Yeah, you can't quite see it.
I'm going to sleep.
alright.
Alright, you guys,
Night night.
you can see that it's difficult. It's not like fighting you as much, but the magic that's sealing it is still really strong, so it's not easy by any means to do.
I can't cast fucking magic.
And you can.
You'll crack it. Just give it time.
You also feel like you had some assistance when you were doing it before, not just from like the advantage and whatever it was, like whatever that energy that is
Homie.
helping you and assisting you
Yeah.
helped you do that, and like it was also still extremely difficult, and it's not just some mundane magic. It's pretty strong.
You
And you're
gotta
trying,
know
you can
what's in there
feel how
before you
strong
bring
it
it
is when
back.
you're trying to open it. You guys begin traveling south once more along the edge of the river there. There's really nobody along the edges of the river. It doesn't really seem like a very fruitful and resourceful place to live or anything. You do see these kind of random abandoned and broken boats quite a bit, like these canoes that look like they've washed up, that if the river or from the ocean, the way that a current may pull stuff into here or whatever it may be, you can just tell that these boats are just not very well built to be able to endure the waters. Especially with how big the river itself is, it's probably pretty treacherous with the right conditions. Travel another day.
Better than the 30 boats.
Pretty easy travel as well. You can try to open the box again if you wish. At night.
I'm sure you don't want some help.
I throw a javelin at the box.
It just hits it and bounces off.
Silvery barbs, disadvantage.
Damn, I rolled 2 18s.
2 18s is
That's actually
definitely in the
insane.
box.
26.
Alright, 2 with advantage. Actually, I gotta see if I wild magic surge too.
Holy fucking shit, dude.
Was it 2 like 5 or something?
Hold on.
Oh, I just rolled 1 for this.
A negative.
14.
What? A
4.
4.
This dude's hilarious.
Noted.
Don't you get 2 tries?
I do. I get a second try.
Alright, I'm
What'd you
gonna
get?
throw another javelin.
I'll throw another
On this
javelin at the
one,
box.
I got
Maybe it gets
9.
worse. Maybe it gets
9.
easier every time.
You're a wild magic surge.
I didn't. I'm at a 17
Put
right now
another
on
javelin in
surging. You got advantage, bro. Let's do another javelin.
Dude!
He's just
I
like,
can't keep rolling this bad.
keep getting away
So basically, what I'm imagining this is too is it's not like you're like you're all helping to try to open it at the same time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like you're not just like doing some weird glitch.
Yeah.
Even though you kind of are, you're
No, I
just
got
like,
brain
you're
damage,
just
bro.
chucking shit at the box
I'm
and trying
pissed.
to break it open while you're magically
Like, you're
trying to
never
open
gonna hit
it
the
up.
box.
Go ahead and roll again.
My brain damage just kicks in at the perfect time.
Do wild magic surge again.
Fucking shit, dude. I got something I can work with. Thank you, Lord.
I'm good. I'm at a 16 right
Let's
now.
see what the negative is. A 3. Let's see what the positive is.
4.
Hey, cock.
4.
A 4. It's a plus 1.
You can't just
I got
roll
a
it, hits a one
24.
and you say it's cocked.
I got a 24. Did I open the box?
It's so long to get this box open.
You know how funny it would be if Billy just went, no.
Inside is the friends you made along the way.
25.
There's nothing in the box.
Well, dispel magic can't be any higher than 19 theoretically, unless it's like
Okay.
a 12th level spell holding this box shut.
I got 24.
Yes, it opens.
A
You
beam
can see
shoots
as
it
you
in.
place your hands kind of along the sides of
clouds
it.
part.
You've been basically, to some degree, sensing that it is not just like this basic breakdown of the magic. Like, that is kind of what you're doing, but as you're doing it, it's methodical and in a certain order. It's not hurting you every time you're failing it or anything, it's just more frustrating you. But there's certain, like, glyphs in it that's almost like a pin or like a code that you're, like, going through and, like, breaking down the levels of the magic that are protecting it and keeping it sealed. It's not just one simple, like, sealing type magic that's on it either, like a lock spell or anything. It's like several layers of it to where, like, you're getting through one, and then if you don't get through everything, it just, like, completely resets and seals it up. So where, like, every time you're doing it, you can see the seal, like, kind of opening more and more. You even get to a point of, like, the first time that you've tried or several times, like, it seems like it's fully open and you go to, like, get ready to push it, and it just, you can't even put your fingers into where the gap is because there's some sort of force, like, barrier there that's keeping you from doing so. Eventually, though, you do break it down fully. You can see Brodier chucking javelins at it, and Steiner's trying to, like, wisp some magic around as well. As you're breaking down some of those runes, Steiner at the same time is, like, trying to pull some off, like, to try to keep pace with it and help. You do get it open. It has this very, very
That was me.
slow, almost like like oozing fog of, like, just dark black, like void almost type energy that rolls from the seal and just keeps kind of slowly rolling from the seal.
Oh no. We just released darkness, is what we were
That's
Take
kind
it,
of
open up the actual box. This kind of, like, swirl of black darkness rolls up straight from it. You can feel this just immediate, like, cold chill that comes from the box itself. You hear this, like, buzzing sound as it's coming from the actual box itself, like, into the sky. You see several of these, like, locusts that just kind of fly out and start to buzz out and around, kind of dissipating. And it seems to go on for maybe, like, a good 30 or so seconds.
not tender biscuits.
And then, like,
dude.
40 seconds, and then a minute passes, and then the box itself, like, slowly, eventually, you can start to see into it a little bit, like, where there's, like, a base to it. All of that darkness is kind of faded, but the area around you just feels like it's a little bit more dim than it was before.
We cursed it. We did. We fucked up.
You can see into the actual box itself that there are a couple
let's
of
just go
things
home.
inside of it.
That's what I'm saying.
You do see a book.
It is this kind of
Hey, my notebook.
lightly tan leather-bound book that has several different texts on it. It is not just one like runic text. There's like a runic text that seems to be based in the center of it. Much of it is just runes for darkness and things of that nature that you've been seeing over and over again of like evil and consumption and darkness. The other things of the other texts and stuff, some of it appears to be similar to that Amatalan text. Some of it has what I would equate to like it looks like it's like English, like written, like text, like normal, like written language. But for you guys, like you don't understand it. It's more of like a different language, but it's just written in the same manner that some sort of normal, like standardized language would be.
Like use the same letters but a different language type thing?
In a way, yeah. There's also another one that appears to be similar to like some sort of like Asian language like writing, like could be like Japanese, Chinese type of thing, but that's all over it as well. So there's like 4 or so different languages all over it. The book is covered in it. You can only see the front face of it right now, and there is just like this. It looks basic. There's nothing like rolling off of it. It's not like glowing. There's no like anything surrounding it. The binding of it on the one side appears to be darker leather as opposed to like, so the front face of it is kind of like a light toned leather while the side of it is like almost like a darkish like jet black almost appearing leather. It's bound together by a bunch of string and twine. It's kind of haphazard in the way that it's put together. You can see the pages of it inside of it are of different sizes. Some of them are kind of even spilling out of the actual bindings of the book. The paper itself is extremely old. The only other thing that you see inside of the box are 2 so Kane's necklace, he has like a kind of like leather, leather piece of leather essentially that has like runes on it. The way that they're kind of made and constructed, it's like basically the stone, and then it's got like a hole bored through it, and the leather goes through that. And like he uses those in his sort of affinity with the runes in a way to like use magic. The runes that are on his necklace have similarities to the 2 runes you're looking at, but the 2 runes you're looking at are just letters. They're not anything, but they look like they have come off a necklace. The stone itself is very, very old looking, kind of chipped, but also at the same time there's some sort of it's unmuted.
Yeah, just make sure.
Okay, thank you. There is some sort of higher quality to the stone itself in a way. Like it seems like it's not super porous or chipped or anything like that, but it has 2 letters on it. You would know the letters to be L and O.
There a lone rune in there?
Is it 2 stones, one with each letter?
Yes, 2
Okay.
separate stones. One stone has an L on it, the other has
What are
an
the
O on it.
meanings for
And like I
these?
said, it looks very similar, like it has the whole board in the center of it that would basically go into some sort of a necklace.
Bro, it's a high rune.
L.
We gotta find the V and the E.
L is
Make the
water,
love.
sea and ocean, and O is heritage and estate. Okay.
It's rare as hell.
They might be part of another.
D2, dude? That's a high rune.
All they want is the book, right? Everything else is ours.
Yeah, I think so. They didn't say anything about wanting anything else.
I still
They
want-
just told us not to look inside the book, but I kind of want to look inside the book.
I'm scared to open
Do you know what the
I'm
the
gonna grab
runes
the
on the
book.
book say?
Gonna grab the book.
Because the first part of it was like runes, right? And then it was some other languages on it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 other languages.
With the,
What does the runic part say?
it just
It just
says darkness, evil, things that we saw in that.
Do we think think we should give this book to them?
I don't know.
Should we try to read it?
As you say that, he picks the book up.
Oh.
As he reaches down and kind of grabs it. Once you pick the book up, there's this immediate darkness that everybody who is within 30 feet see.
just
Like,
killed us
you
all.
can't see anything. It just goes completely
Turn the lights
black.
out.
That's where we'll leave it until next time.
Brodir's like, hey, it's normal.
Oh, it must be nighttime.
Yeah, but that would be nice.
Time to go to sleep. Night night.
Yeah, he just goes to sleep.
Oh well, sun's out.